Okay, I believe we are live. So, welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. We are playing session 30 of Rogues to Riches today. Now, we're doing things a little bit differently. I have switched up my style for broadcasting here. This is my first time ever trying to use the combination of Zoom and OBS to broadcast here on the YouTube channel. So, hopefully, it all works out. If it doesn't, then I apologize for any technical difficulties as it's still trying to learn to figure this out. Now, that said, this was made possible thanks to the wonderful people who've supported me so far on my Patreon. The link is in the description if you would also like to donate to the channel to help it grow and continue streaming. Um, yeah, it's greatly appreciated. So, when we left off, you guys had just recently, you had just been to the village of Argyle after departing from Prague. There, you found the actual corpse belonging to the actor who you'd been pursuing for some time. Um, yeah, and so now you're on your way, still trying to make your way back to Amsterdam. So it's about a day after you've left Argyle. You did, like I said, you were able to camp somewhere in the area of Argyle or near the inn that you guys had burned down. You know what, a couple of weeks ago. Was it called the Incontinent Vicar? So that's the region you're essentially in. You're continuing on northwest. It's been like, I think it's been at least a day or so. You're in the kind of foothills of the Ore Mountains on the Bohemia side. On the other side of the Ore Mountains, of course, is the Holy Roman Empire lands. Not that Bohemia is that much different since it's pretty much under the dominion of the empire, but it is approaching, it's kind of early evening. It hasn't quite gone dark yet. And you've come across an inn called the Soldier's Rest. Now, the Soldier's Rest is an ale house, which is like a house barn, traditional, like kind of Central German style. Um, you may have seen pictures of them before, with the kind of white walls and the dark boards that crisscross on the front, Um, so it's attached to a two-story inn. The inn itself looks newer than the farmhouse. Um, there's a small series of fields to the north, which hold barley and rye. Um, of course, it's summertime, so they are quite well grown at this point. Um, Above the door of the inn, there's an iron sign which proclaims it the Soldier's Rest. A stylized sleeping soldier with his hat lowered over his face to block the sun is pictured on the sign, and an old twisted linden tree sits in the front yard. So with that description in place, you are free to approach the inn if you wish, since I presume you'll be looking for a nice room to stay in instead of camping on the road for
Well,
whenever opportunity. You were not able to stay anywhere, of course, in Argyle the other night because they don't have any inns. It's just a small village, and they weren't too inclined on allowing visitors into their homes, given the trouble that they've had recently with mimics. Um, and you guys had burned down the only inn in that area not too long ago. So
but we did rest that night, right?
you rested, yeah. You just camped, like
Okay.
Yeah.
In that
wilderness
case,
camping essentially.
before that evening, Katarina would like to visit Medina again, if he would allow it.
Okay.
I will not. I will not allow it.
Okay.
He will
So,
not.
or could
Medina, you
just
still not talking to anybody?
Yep, still not talking, and I'll probably be ahead of everyone, so I'll probably have entered the
Okay, so you went into
new
the inn
place
right
first.
away.
Yeah, I'll have put my horse somewhere
Good to know. Well, we'll start with you then.
and then got him.
There is stabling. Um, well, you probably walk in first. I mean, you can tie there's hitching posts and stuff out front. You can
Yeah.
hitch the horse. Um, so going into the inn, let's see here. Yeah. So as you kind of walk in, there's a mature woman behind the bar with a baby that she seems to be looking after. There is a teenage girl who is currently kind of working, serving in the bar or the inn, if you will. Sorry, the common room. That's a better term. There is a table which has a decent-sized family sitting at it. There is a woman sitting there feeding a baby, also as well. You can obviously identify. You would assume anyway to be her husband, and their three young boys sitting at the table as well, eating. The tables are large. The tables all seat up to 8 people anyway. Um, to give you more description, I guess, on these individuals that you see. So the woman behind the bar. Let's see here. Do I have a? Yeah, she's doesn't say her age, does it? No, it doesn't really. But I guess it'd be safe to say she's probably middle aged. Her cheeks are lightly marked by a pox that must have afflicted her when she was much younger. You would assume. Um, she's wearing a bonnet, which her hair is tucked neatly under, so you don't really see her hair per se. She's not quite unhealthily thin, but it's definitely she's thin enough that it would draw remarks. And she has dark circles under her eyes, which speak of late nights. Um, so the girl, the serving girl, um, looks to be about 16 years old. Um, is there a physical description? I know there is. Yeah, so she's your typical kind of wide-eyed teenager. Um, she's a bit plain looking and a little bit awkward in her movements. She's wiry, and she does, betray a certain amount of strength, um, in the way that she does carry herself and serving food and drink to the table with the family sitting at it. Um, you can see she has straw-colored hair, but it's quite messy, and she's not even bothered to wear a bonnet. Um, the let's see. Oh, there are also two children playing, two toddlers running around. Look to be about 4 and 2, a 4-year-old boy and a 2-year-old girl, and of course the baby behind the bar with the barmaid is a newborn, relatively newborn. Um, and the toddlers also have the same straw-colored hair that the serving girl has. Um, with the other family sitting at the table, um, the father isn't quite 30. But you can see he's got scars of war and graying beard and sunken eyes of a much older man. He's plainly dressed. Um, his his wife, presumably, um, has a very tired look to her. Um, she's small, um, but you can see her eyes are still vibrant, um, despite peering out from black circles. Um, and their three boys that are sitting there look to be about 8, 5, and 2. I know that's very specific information, but I'm just telling you. So, and the baby is also newborn, um, and the 2-year-old is currently being served by his father, who's cutting his food up on the plate and trying to show him how to use a fork to actually feed himself. Um,
Yep.
yeah, and that's all that's in the inn aside from yourself. Let's see here. I've got a little map.
Okay.
I'm not going to actually display a map because it would just be a pain in the ass with the current setup. Um, but yeah, so there are three tables in the common room. Totally, they are sitting at the. Actually, maybe I can do this. Let's try this. Let's see how badly this goes. Oh, I didn't. I forgot. I still got that stupid riverboat there. Get out of here, riverboat. Yes, remove it. If I want to do a window capture, um, hmm. Oh, there is no option for a smart capture, is there? There's not. I can merely do this. Can I do this? Yes. Oh, cool. That's handy. So that gives you a basic layout of the. Oops, sorry, I lost it there. Basic layout of the inn. If you want to take a
Yep.
mental picture of that while you can. Um, so the family is sitting
Cool.
at the uh, the table over here on the right with the closest to the hearth. The other two tables are empty, and yeah.
Okay. I'll kind of walk up to the bar with the woman, like where she is with the baby.
Sure. So as you approach, she says, "Welcome to the Soldier's Rest.
Ah,
Just traveling on your own."
I do have a. There are a few other people, but I am not on speaking terms at the minute. But they will be probably asking the same thing as me. Uh,
She kind of
I
cocks
would.
an eyebrow at you, like too much information, and she
Ah,
says,
sorry, I'm a bit all over the place.
"Refugees."
Oh no, not refugees. We're actually on a job actually, but we need a place to stay. If you've got any rooms available.
Well, we have 4 rooms available, and I think we've got stabling room for 2 horses if
Okay,
you're interested. The rooms are 2 silver pieces, and the stabling is 1 silver piece per night, of course.
okay.
If you're
Well,
hungry, we've got stew, 3 copper apiece, and lager to drink, 1 copper piece per mug.
okay. How many people per room?
That is a darn good question. I will tell you in 2 seconds here. The rooms. Um, 2. I would say 2 maximum,
Okay.
as long as you're friendly. It's only one
Um,
bed.
I would like to purchase. I would like to purchase all four of them.
All 4 of them.
Yes,
Very
all
well.
4 rooms, and
Just for a
my
night?
uh, yeah, for a night. I say
Okay.
for a night.
That'll be 8 silver pieces. And she starts pulling some
Oh,
keys off of a key ring.
can I also get one stable right for my horse? For my horse,
That'll
they
be an
can get their
additional
own.
silver piece.
Yeah, that's
Nine,
fine.
9 silver then.
Yeah, that's cool.
And she says, Gabriella. And the girl walks away from, because she's already served the family. She's just over there talking at the moment to them, talking to the mother who's nursing the baby. Gabriella, and the teenage girl turns and comes over. Yes, mother. She says, see to this gentleman's horse. He needs stabling. Oh, yes, of course. Is he right outside?
Yes, he's just hitched outside. Yes.
Very well. And so she goes right outside. So as the rest of you are kind of approaching the inn, you would see this teen girl with the messy straw-colored hair come out and take Medina's. I'm not used to not having the names in front of me. Take Medina's horse off the hitch and into the stable, into the barn, as it were. It's not so much a stable; it's just a barn that's attached to the actual to the house itself.
Well, he wasted no time settling in. Good.
We'll be dealing with peasants, and I'll take out a piece of cloth and put it to my mouth. And I guess I will approach the inn and enter.
Okay, cool. So the woman behind the bar, Medina, will say, yeah, "My name's Yarla. That's my daughter
Yeah.
Gabriella, who helps around, and my husband Griswold will be back soon."
I am Antonio Medina, but most people just call me Medina. So, you,
You're a long way
I,
from home, Mr. Medina.
ah, yes, very long,
Ah,
very
here,
long way from home.
here comes one of your friends now. As
Ah, yes.
oh crap, names. What's your name again,
Uh,
Ronnie?
Hobbs,
Hobbs.
Gideon
Sorry, as
Hobbs.
Gideon Hobbs walks in.
Oh no.
Antonio, my dear friend.
Ah, God damn it.
Out of
Um,
character, but could everyone just write their character's name in chat? That way we can all know.
That's a good idea.
um,
I'll approach Gideon. I'll, I'll approach Antonio and I'll put a hand on the shoulder.
take your hand off me, Gideon, please.
Oh, I see someone woke up on the wrong side of the cot.
Uh, Yalo was it? Yes, I say to the woman behind the bar.
That's correct. Would you two like food, drink?
That's what I was about to ask. If I am not. I've purchased their rooms, but I want to purchase my food separately from them.
I see. Yes, well, Mr. Hobbs, as your friend here has said, he has purchased all of our rooms. He has the keys. What can I get you? We have stew and lager. It's pretty
Stew.
straightforward.
Do you have? I'll just have stew. I'll have stew.
I'll start telling her our story about how Antonio and I wandered the deserts of Africa
Okay. As
and
you start
how
telling the story,
I'm literally just like, oh,
that's about the time when Antonio and Katerina and Cole, I presume, unless you have other ideas, would walk in. Katerina, are you walking into the inn or?
Yep, I
Katarina
walk
would
in.
Katarina would say to the other two that she'll take care of the horses, like get them stowed away and stuff, and brushed and all that. Save her a seat, since basically she's probably working for Valenti, basically because she has like no money right now.
Right. Okay. So Katerina offers to take care of your horses. So you said you're going to go in, Antonio. What about you,
Indeed.
Cole? You going to go in with him?
yes.
Cool. Excellent.
Well, I did want stew and beer, by the way. I did want a beer. He will have one beer. Well,
Oh,
I'll
and
put
I
it.
realized, sorry, because of the visual setup. In case anybody's wondering, you can obviously see who Katerina is on the screen. She is to my that side, my right on screen. Yeah. Um, that's Katerina. Antonio is this one down here in the corner. He's
Hello.
the creepy looking magic user like that guy. I mean, the guy in the robe who's totally not a magic user because
Totally not a magic user,
that would be blasphemy and heresy and everything else.
right?
Gideon Hobbs
Lousy
directly
witches.
below me, and Cole Waif, the party fighter in the bottom left. Sorry, bottom right. Um, and that's the way they became the Brady Bunch. So, Cole and Antonio, as you walk into the inn, you can see the innkeeper is listening to Gideon Hobbs talk her ear off about trekking through the deserts of Africa
Hmm.
with Antonio de Medina. I presume you speak Czech, Gideon?
Yeah.
Yeah? And
oh
Medina
yeah,
does too? Yeah, okay, cool. Good, 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 good.
Oh, I will have handed. If did she give me 4 keys for
She
all
gave you four
4 of them?
keys, correct.
I'll give one. I'll give one to Hobbs, and
Okay.
then as soon as I see Antonio after I've ordered my stew and lager or whatever,
Yeah, that's
I'll
that's
give
all they
him.
got, stew and lager.
I'll give him a key and say I paid for it. I paid for it. You and Cole will have to share, and I've got another
Very
key
good.
for Katerina.
oh Antonio will be sharing a room as well.
No, we are not. You have got your own room, which is why I gave you a separate key.
Oh, you're moving up in the world, Master Hobbs.
Uh,
And that is
uh,
all of the interaction I will have with you. I paid for your accommodation. Now, good day. I go
Good
sit
day.
down.
Okay, which table do you want to sit at? The central table, the one closer to the family, or the farthest one, the one over by the stairs?
The farthest one.
Cool. Okay, you can do so. Um, so Katerina, back outside. So you've got the. How many horses do you have in total now? Let me see here.
5 horses altogether.
So you guys each have a horse. Okay,
Right.
I couldn't
And
remember.
my horse is already in stable.
And of
Right.
course,
He's
Katerina has a
already
dog
there.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what are you doing, Katerina? Are you just waiting for the girl to come back out of the barn, or do you want to approach the barn?
Yeah, she would approach the barn.
The doors are
And,
open. She left them open when she took Medina's horse in. And she'll
um,
turn and see you and say, "Oh,
is it a small barn? Like you said, it could only hold two, right?
well, it's stabling for two because the other spaces are taken. There's already when you get there, there's one horse already stabled inside. There's actually a total of four stalls. One is full. There's an empty one, and then you see her stabling Medina's in another one, and then there's another empty one. She'll turn and say, "Hello."
Hello. Seems that you're short on stalls.
Yes, we have one more available, I believe. If you're looking for it, you can pay my mother inside the inn. She'll
My
she'll sort that
company
out.
is already inside. I'm sure that they're paying her as we speak.
We still have one stall available for you though. Are you leading all the horses there, or do you have them tied to the hitching post?
I'm leading them all
Oh,
there, I
she
suppose.
said, I see you have four. Well, I can only really stable one more, but if you want, you can keep the others tied to the hitching post.
Okay. Well,
I would have
I suppose.
taken my saddlebags with me.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Not to interrupt, but I think we had a wagon or a small wagon
No, no wagon.
No wagon.
because I
No.
thought Gilead was in a wagon whenever we turned him into
No,
whatever it was.
he was on a horse.
Okay.
Yep. Nope. I only got horses for everybody. Wagon might not have been a bad idea. That's easier to hitch
I
somewhere.
think he was talking about a cart, maybe, but I don't remember.
No, we
Yeah.
didn't.
No, I don't think you did get one in the end.
We had a cart when we left the Wizard's Tower, but I don't think we
You
brought it with
sold
us.
that. Yeah, you sold that in Amsterdam,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't have
Yeah.
to store it.
Okay. All right, Katarina will say, well, since Valenti is the one that's buying everything for everyone, I think it's only fair that his horse will gets the stable, and she will pull Valenti's horse forward.
Okay.
Which is Pegasus.
Right. Rachel's ex horse,
Right.
Yep.
or could say ex Rachel's horse. I don't know. Whatever.
Come on, Pegasus. You're gonna get to sleep in the next barn.
Okay. And the other horses you can tie up outside, and Gabriella will say, "Well, I'll make sure to." Did you have feed for them?
We did buy feed for the
Yeah, I
horses,
presume you have feed. Yeah.
right? Yes,
She
we
says,
do.
If you just want to leave it there, I'll make sure that their nose bags are full, and and I'll brush them all out for you anyway. I love horses. I don't mind.
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
They're
I
much
will.
more reliable than people. And she goes up and pats your horse on the side of the face and strokes its neck a little bit.
Well, Valenti calls his horse here Pegasus, and I call mine Coach. I'm not sure if the others have names.
Well, I'm sure if they do, they'll tell me.
And this guy next to me, his name is Marshall. Start.
Oh well, you can take Marshall in the inn with you. He's friendly, right? Because there are babies in there.
Oh yes, he is very obedient to me.
Okay, good. If he posed any kind of a threat to the children, I'm sure my father would kill him.
Well, if he were to pose any threat to children, he wouldn't be with me now. I've stayed in many orphanages, and he's never been anything but kind to children.
Oh, do you have children?
I do not. I am a cleric of the Lord, so my travels have prevented me from acquiring any children of my own.
Oh, I see. A holy woman, yes?
I have been called such before.
A cleric. So you're kind of like a nun that fights?
I
Is that what
suppose
it
you
is?
could. I suppose you could put it that way.
Wow. I can't help but notice. Oh yeah, by the way, I hope you speak Czech. Yeah, you do, right? Yeah, okay. I
Okay.
can't help but notice your accent. Where are you from?
Um, and Katerina will say something impressive in French.
Okay.
And I guess when she says like I am from France or something, she would say like Francais. So like I'm sure like the
Francais
girl
is
will be
the
able to
language, but
understand
yeah,
that.
La France is the name of the country.
So I'm just saying, yeah, like when she says like France, I'm sure the girl will be able to understand at least that word.
Yeah. It's like, wow. What brought you to this part of the world?
For the Lord.
Well, go ahead and make yourself
Will
comfortable. I'll make sure the
we
horses are taken
travel?
care of, and I'll come back inside as soon as I can to assist you. In the meantime, my
Uh,
mother will take care of you at the bar, I'm sure.
Thank you very much. And she will curtsy, and then she will lead the horses back out to hitch them
Hmm.
at the hitching post.
So back inside, Antonio, Cole, and Gideon. You guys
Mm,
all get stew and beer.
indeed.
Cool. So it's 3 copper for the stew, I think it was, and 1 copper for beer. So yeah, it's a total of 4 copper pieces for one serve,
All right.
one
I'll
round
mark it off.
each. The lager's cheap. It's only a copper. It's made local. It's
Hmm.
decent. You know, this whole part of the world is you're not too far from Bavaria. This whole part of the world is great for beer.
One of my beloved comrades will surely pay for me.
It's not that expensive.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my bowl and walk over to Medina's table.
Okay.
Ask him if you mind if I sit down.
I just gesture that you can sit down. I don't say
Okay.
anything.
I'll just tell him. I'll say, I understand you're having a difficulty with some of the members of the party and what they are or supposedly are. I say, I'm like you. I have no specialties except my guns and my sword, and that's it. So, I mean, we kind of have something in common there. I'm the weakest link in the chain
What
when you have
happened?
all these other people with
Jesus Christ. Sorry.
various abilities.
I don't say anything back to you. I just kind of eat my stew, drink.
Would you rather me go back to the other table? If,
I'm like, no, 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 no. But I don't say anything. I kind of gesture for you just to. But I'm not gonna.
all right, he'll just be quiet and eat with him.
I will also sit next to Antonio since I'm also not a magic user or spellcaster. I'll continue to regale my tales of Africa.
I
To
thought he's seen something that you did last time.
He didn't do anything.
no,
Nope.
No?
only
Oh,
only Antonio Valenti.
This is a normal people table.
I'm just not
well,
saying anything. So.
it was the normal people table.
It continues to be.
Well, I mean, I don't mean necessarily you have other abilities. It's just he's not quite normal.
I don't. I don't understand what you mean.
You do things a little bit differently than the average person does, so that means you're not quite normal. Not that that's bad or good. I'm just saying you you caused a big ruckus there when we were out the other night, and that's
I don't recall.
okay.
I remember having a night of debauchery drinking, but other than that, it seemed like a perfectly normal night to me. Quite the Englishman night.
Very well. Yeah, it must have came from a different part of England than you.
Mm, must have.
Antonio, do you speak Czech?
I do.
Good. Okay. Because Yarla, because you're, I assume you're still kind of at the bar. We'll say to you, so say so. It's quite the diverse group you've got. Are you all traveling together? I presume.
We are indeed, yes. We've just
Your
finished a contract for our employer.
your dark friend there, she says, gesturing towards Medina, because he's Spanish.
Hmm.
He he said that you're not refugees.
Correct.
Surely you've been affected by the war, just like everyone else in the area, though.
Oh, indeed, indeed. We have had to make many a detour and many a compromise in our travels.
Hmm.
But we are on our way to our home port now.
No, where's that?
The fair city of Amsterdam.
Oh, Amsterdam.
Mm,
That's quite far.
indeed.
I understand they've had a bit of a war of their own to deal with over there.
True.
It seems the entire world is consumed in war and plague and despair everywhere.
Have you been greatly affected?
Oh, of course, yes, Bohemia has been greatly affected by this war.
Hmm, I can imagine so. But you still have your family, and if you're healthy enough,
Yeah, well, we do all right. My father, or sorry, my father, my husband, he was a soldier as well, but this is our life now.
I see. It seems a good life. You get to
Yes,
meet a lot of people.
we're doing much better than most families in the region could
Hmm,
claim. Um, long may it last, she says.
I'll drink to that. Or is it my what is it? Stout?
Lager.
My lager.
Yeah,
What quality is the
she's not
food?
drinking. It's it's okay. It's nothing special. But given that there's a war that's been going on in the area for the last 14 years or so, it's pretty good. You know, it's not like just grits and barley and water or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like it's at least like actually got some meat and vegetable in there. You know, maybe no salt, but what can you do?
Not anything compared to the last inn that we were at, of course, because it was
Oh
that
no 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 no
expensive.
no no! I mean, this is
Yeah,
you're out in the countryside here.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
and that was a fancy inn as well. This is on the kind of it's not quite a poor inn, but it's not a good inn either. A simple country inn.
Bread and butter.
Pardon me. Sorry.
Bread and butter they serve also. Did some of the food bread and butter?
Let me see. No, they do have some bread, but they don't have any butter at the moment. Um, they're waiting to get more made. They have to make their own, you see. And well, I don't know if you noticed, but we don't have any cows, so we have to get some the next time we can. The next time we can get some, we'll have to make some. All right. So
Did
Gabriella comes over and helps you because I know Katerina said in the chat that she was going to stay outside with the horses until they were all taken care of. So Gabriella comes over and helps you like brush out the horses and make sure their feed bags are full and um, she's really good with horses. She's you would definitely pick up right away that she's got a kind of an empathy for them. Um, and yeah, and then she says, "Well, come on, let's get inside. Let's get you a hot bowl of stew and maybe a mug of lager."
Sounds great. And she'll follow the girl inside.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So Katerina finally comes in, and um, Gabriella will say, "Here, you go ahead and sit with your friends. I think they've already got rooms taken care of. I'll bring over the food and beer."
um, where is Hobbs sitting?
Next to me.
Yeah, Hobbs, Medina, and Cole are all sitting at the table farthest from the hearth, the one on the left side of the room as you walk in. That other family of how many were there? There was a baby, three young kids, and two. So the other family of six are at the table beside the hearth. So the center table is empty. Antonio, are you still up at the bar, standing at the bar?
I
Valenti.
am.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
And Antonio de Valenti is standing at the bar talking to the uh, the the woman behind the bar, who you could see from the facial resemblance must be Gabriella's mother.
Mm. Okay. Um, yeah, Katerina will introduce herself to the innkeeper's wife,
Okay,
and
so you go up to the bar anyway. Cool.
yeah,
Do you speak Czech?
yep.
Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I asked that everybody. Somebody doesn't speak Czech. I think it's Cole, right? I think he's the only one, maybe.
Cool.
Paul only speaks English and Dutch.
Oh, okay, cool. So he's a little lost in the woods when all the Czechs are talking Czechs and Germans and everything else, which is it's the part of the world you're in. But yeah, so Yarla will greet you and say, "Oh, welcome. Um, would you?" And Gabrielle says, "Yes, please, mother, get her some stew and a mug of lager." So she'll immediately start uh, to prepare that for you. Actually, well, she'll send Gabriella into the kitchen to get the stew, and she'll pour the lager for you. She says
Katerina
you're
will.
also with these gentlemen.
Yes.
Are you wearing
Um,
your holy symbol out? Are you advertising that you're a cleric, or is it still kind of because
oh
you
no, she
left?
definitely
You
at
obviously
this
left.
point. Yeah, as she when she got out of the city, she definitely would pull her before the reason one of the reasons she put it in before because they were in that poor area. She didn't want it to get stolen.
Right, right.
Um, but yeah, now that they're out on the countryside and everything, yeah,
You're wearing it.
definitely she has her silver holy symbol
Okay, and it's an obvious like
out.
Catholic
And
cross and all that. Yeah, like maybe a rosary as
yeah,
well.
yeah, probably even like maybe even some kind of vestment on or something.
Hmm. So looking
Though I'm not sure. That might be something more like reserved for like wearing in church. I'm not sure.
probably. Yeah, I don't think you'd wear vestments out on the road.
Yeah. So yeah,
Unless
but
you were in.
definitely. I mean, yeah, she would tell. I mean, when she said yes, we do travel together. Uh, you know,
Okay, it looks like I think yeah, we're still streaming and recording, but I lost my Zoom call. One
Oh,
second.
oh, there
Whoa.
he is.
there he is.
Okay, guys, hold on a second. Let me fix this. What the fuck? Come on. Now everybody's all over the goddamn place. All right, well that was interesting. Sorry about that.
We
Hey, we're
flip.
still on in squares at least.
Whoa.
Well, not
But
Something.
exactly.
except for
Somebody is in the
Ronnie has
wrong
vanished.
spot. Right. Hold on a second here.
I'm
Let me.
still here though.
Now I gotta see if I can fix that. My internet apparently like crashed me from the call for some reason. Okay, so that's
Yeah, I've had
Rodney's
that before.
cam. Um, let's unlock it. So okay, why the fuck is his camera there? Let's move it to shit. I don't know how to fix this. Why is it not showing? Oh, I know why it is showing. It's just showing the wrong location. So let's just remove it. Yes, god damn it. Okay, let's add a window capture. Well, that sucks. Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Growing pains.
Technical difficulties.
We'll do
Okay.
it live.
Oops, that is the wrong way to do that. Let's do it this way.
And then
I
if there's
know.
technical difficulties, just have a screen for technical difficulties.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. I probably should actually, but then I wouldn't be able to adjust this anyway while it was
a little bit of elevator music while the difficulties are up.
right. All right, there. I think I fixed it.
And it's
Yeah.
not even elevator music, it's Ian making the noise.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys hear me all right still?
Yep.
Yep, much better now.
All right, good. God
Yep.
damn it.
Ooh.
I'll have to look into
Medina
why
and
that
I.
happened and see if I can sort that out. That sucks.
We've switched.
So
Medina, does
anyway,
that mean coming over to my side?
where were we? Right. Okay. So yeah, you get Lager, you get Stew. Um,
She was telling them like, yes, the Lord has bid me to travel with this group for now. I'm a cleric. I'm a cleric of God.
I see that. Yes. Well, very well, sister. I hope you find your stay at the Soldier's Rest comfortable. And just
Um,
about this time, the door opens, and in walks a gentleman. Oh, my connection is unstable. It's telling me again. What the hell is that all about? So into the bar walks a gentleman, and I'll give you a description of him here momentarily. Here he is. Average height, broad in build, sort of guy who projects bigness, even though he's not particularly large, but he's just got that kind of thickness to him, you know. His left ear is notched and scarred, and he has a horizontal scar below the orbit of his left eye where a musket ball um, bounced off his left cheekbone and punched through his ear. You might not be able to tell that from looking at it, but that's the description I got for him. So, yeah, he's got the horizontal scar here, and the left ear is notched and scarred. He looks also like everybody else in this inn so far. He looks quite tired. Um, he walks in, closes the door behind him, and sighs heavily, and says, um, "Where's the thing here? Ah, here it is." He says, "Everyone, I should let you know, soldiers are headed this way. I don't know if they will camp
Yeah,
nearby or
roboting real hard.
really.
Yeah.
God damn it!
yep, nothing. Is Ian
Yeah.
gone?
He's probably about to get kicked out.
How about
Yeah, he's
now?
gone.
Anything?
We had
No.
such a good like half hour or so.
Yeah.
You guys can't hear me at all. No. Hello. God damn it! Nothing.
Now we're back.
Can you hear me, guys? I'm
Looking at his
disconnected.
connection, it's all red.
Yeah, it says here I'm
Yeah, I can do it.
disconnected, reconnecting in so many seconds. I can see me, but apparently you can't. Waiting for it to reconnect. I assume that this is still streaming to my YouTube channel. I don't know because this is the first time I've ever done this. Attempting to reconnect. Here we go. I should actually go to this. Yeah, we'll be right back. It would seem that the problem is to do with my internet connection because it said my connection was unstable right before all this shit started happening. Okay. I cannot seem to get back onto Zoom for some reason. This site cannot be reached. All right, we're gonna try something else then. I don't know how this could possibly be streaming to my YouTube, given that, yeah, my internet's gone. That's the problem. All right, let's try a mobile hotspot. This says I have internet. Oh, fucking key, huh? Okay. All right. Now I'm reconnected to the internet, although it's a different internet. Let's see if I can get back on the goddamn call.
It must have
There
been
you
those crazed shamans of the northern Sahara that stole his memory.
Can you guys hear me?
And then
Yeah.
I
Yes,
cast
can.
Holy Word.
All right, god damn it. Practice those. Hey, it's not all fucked up this time.
You're gonna have to cut like the last 10 minutes because we've just been
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, I lost
swearing
internet.
up the
I lost
we've
internet
been
completely.
swearing up the storm.
I don't know. It says that it's still streaming. I don't know how that's possible since I didn't have any internet.
I
Well, like I think YouTube will continue to stream for like up to 5 minutes when the host is gone.
It'd
In
be
case
interesting to
they
see how this looks. Anyway, how this turned out. Sorry.
No worries.
I've now
I
just connected
wanna-
through mobile hotspot on my phone because it looks like my internet has gone down or something. I don't know. The internet seems to be working fine, but Zoom said there was no internet, and when I tried to load Facebook, it wouldn't even load. So, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, my computer's done that before too. Like all of a sudden, just like no more Wi-Fi for you.
so
yeah, mine
for
does that
fuck's
too.
sake, where were we? You were
Man,
talking some
So
Catholic
we
shit.
had
Yeah, I'm sorry.
just sacrificed everybody in the inn for a grand summoning ritual.
I
Oh yes,
started
the man
refer-
had walked in.
Right.
I started
Sorry.
refereeing the game for you.
Did you guys get the description of the guy?
Yeah, we got the description,
I don't know how much
and
you got before I
said
started robotic.
like you said like we the last thing we heard you say is he says, and then you started going all robot buddy, and we couldn't understand anything.
Okay. He says soldiers are headed this way. I don't know if they'll camp nearby or approach the inn, but they may very well try to take anything of value for their war efforts. So I understand if anybody wants to find other lodgings for the night. At this point, the family sitting by the hearth starts packing up their dishes into their packs. And he walks over, goes behind the bar, and starts talking to his wife. You can assume that this is Griswold.
How far out are these soldiers?
Oh, you ask him?
Yes.
He says, "Well, when I last saw them, about a mile."
Shit. Soldiers
Are
are always
you?
hungry for.
He hears you curse. He says, "No love for the Imperial Army."
Well, it's not that, but soldiers need horses, soldiers need money, and I have each, and I'd rather not have to sacrifice that after I've already just lost a brace of horses in a fire recently.
The other family, having packed up all of their dishes, etc., they walk back. They go back behind the bar and go through the doorway behind the bar, the same doorway that they've been using to go towards the kitchen and stuff. Oh, actually, no, they wouldn't. They wouldn't go through that door. They'd go through. There's two doors behind the bar. Sorry, there's one door on the right, which goes back to the kitchen. They go through the door behind the bar on the left.
They
And
live there for it.
Griswold looks out at you guys, um, realizing probably that that looks a bit suspicious. He says, "Well, listen, He says, if you do choose to stay here anyway, I would ask that you please keep quiet about the Steiners. They're Lutheran refugees, you understand. I
The who?
suspect the soldiers would do something terrible if they were discovered.
The who? The inn was empty when we came in.
You have my word as a cleric of God that they shall lay no hands on those refugees.
He
I
quirks
will
an
walk up
eyebrow
to
at that
Katerina.
and smiles and nods.
I will walk up to Katerina
Okay.
and give her the key and just say, "I paid for your room. That is all." And then I go to Griswold. That I will not. Who was here? It's just us here. No one else is here.
Thank you, he says.
Katerina will nod and thank you.
And then I'll go sit back down, but not with Cole or Hobbs. I will go sit on another table.
Okay, you gonna sit at the table that the Steiners abandoned, or do you want to? That's by the
Uh,
fireplace.
yeah, one by the
Okay,
fireplace. Yeah.
sure. I mean,
I
it's summertime, so. But
Did they
Yeah.
leave their food on the table when they got up?
no, they packed up their stuff.
All right. I thought I was about to have a free meal.
Huh.
I go to Griswold. You said his name is.
Correct.
Is there some place you might secret my bags? I have items in there that I'd rather not fall to the war effort.
He looks at you, and he kind of smiles grimly and nods. Yes. And he takes it. He says, "Anyone else have anything they wish not to fall under or fall into imperial entanglements?" He says, and
Uh,
I
yeah,
give him a bag of stuff.
Katerina will go ahead and give him her backpack.
oh, you have some contraband or something in there, do you?
She has that
Or just something
Arabic.
you don't want to?
She has that Arabic book.
Mm.
Right. Fair enough. Okay. He'll take that.
I gave
I,
him a bag as well. So
He'll take that.
I'll give him all but one of my bracer of pistols and the powder.
Okay.
Katerina is going to keep her cross out because if these men are not men of God, then they don't belong here anyway.
Fair enough. Well, he did say they were imperial soldiers, so.
If these men are not men of God, they do
Yeah,
not
this is
belong
the
here.
1st of August. Okay, there we go. A couple of days outside of out of Prague.
I want to make sure my pistols are loaded and keep them hidden in my coat.
Okay.
Since I had finished my dinner before I had given him my bracer of pistols, I'm going to stand over by where Antonio is.
Yeah, I went and sat down at the table where the family was eating because I'm sure even though they cleaned away their dishes and such, there'd probably be like food scraps on the table. So
Yeah.
rather than show that there's more tables being used than should be, I'll sit there.
Okay, I'll join you then.
So you're all joining Medina at his new table away from you guys where he tried to get away?
does everyone keep joining? I don't say this out loud, but in my head I'm like, why does everyone keep following me?
I'll sit next to
Katerina
him.
will sit with whichever table has the most people so that, you know,
Well, it's
other
quickly becoming the
people
one that's closest to the
will
fireplace.
out.
I will actually stand up and go sit on another table.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'll roll my eyes and grin.
I'm sure Hobbs will make sure he's not lonely, right, Hobbs?
Oh yes.
Hobbs follows him, of course, everywhere.
Oh.
So who all has room keys? Medina, you have one. Hobbs, you have one. Antonio has one, and Katerina, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, a little bit of time passes. Of course, Griswold and Yarla will make sure you have more lager if you need it. It's just lager. It's kind of like, um, I mean, you're pretty close to Bavaria. I imagine they drink it almost like water.
Hmm.
It's not super strong or anything. It's not like it'll get you wasted or anything.
It was a good, refreshing beer.
Hmm. I'm drinking lager myself right now.
Looks so good.
So dusk falls. No sign of soldiers. Griswold will kind of say aloud, "That's probably a good sign. If they were going to come here, they probably would have done so before dusk. They must have struck camp somewhere outside."
Good.
And then a little bit after that, another party will arrive. Four people, two women and two men will walk in, and they'll go straight up to the bar. And one of the women speaks, and she says she immediately requests rooms and stabling for two horses and rooms for four. To which point, um, Griswold will say, "I'm sorry, but we're all full. All of our rooms and stable spaces are taken." To which she'll look around and she'll glance over the five of you sitting at two separate tables. She'll say, "I see. Well, it's okay if we leave our horses hitched outside in the meantime while we eat and drink." Well, of course, of course. And I'll give you a description of this group. So, let me find them here. It starts here. Yeah. So the woman who's doing the talking, um, she's fair-skinned, dark hair, pockmarked cheeks. She's wearing a broad-brimmed hat with a little feather on one side. Seems, you know, to be kind of, in a sense, she seems to be leading the group, or at least speaking for the group, the four of them. Um, she looks to be easy with a smile and laugh, you know, as she exchanges with Griswold and Yarla, ordering stew and beer for the lot of them who are now sitting at the middle table between the two of you. I assume, um, I picture Antonio, Katerina, and Cole all sitting at the table nearest the hearth, whereas I presume that Medina tried to get as far away from them as possible, so we went to the other far table by the stairs, and of course was followed by his good friend, his best friend, um, Hobbs. And so this group are now sitting in the table between the two of you, two groups of you. Um, so I described the one woman. The other woman, do I have a physical description of her? Yeah, she's kind of a willowy, fair-haired, very short, fair hair at that, and fair-skinned. She looks the best rested of anyone you've seen in this tavern so far. She actually looks pretty happy and hale and healthy, whereas everyone else looks at least a little bit tired. Um, she's wearing. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you what the other girl was wearing too. So the other girl had um, leather armor. She's wearing a pistol and a rapier. She's sorry, not leather armor. She's wearing a buff coat. I apologize. It's not a leather armor. She's wearing a buff coat. She's got two pistols, sorry, and a rapier, powder horn, and shot bag. So the second one that I described, the willowy, short, fair-haired one, short-haired, fair-haired. Um, she is also, let's see, wearing a buff coat. She's also got two pistols and a rapier, powder horn, shot bag, same gear, pretty much the other girl. She doesn't have the feather in her hat, but she does still have a brimmed hat. Um, and the other two gentlemen that are with them, I use the term lightly. These guys have the look of mercenaries um, on them. They're very rough-hewn men, scarred. Um, they walk like soldiers almost, like they're men who are clearly familiar with violence anyway. They're wearing swords, like standard swords, not rapiers, and buff coats. Oh, in fact, it says here, it says longsword. Yeah, okay. So long swords and buff coats um, that sit with the two ladies. Um, yeah, so they sit down and start to enjoy as Gabriella brings out their stew, four bowls of stew on a tray, and four mugs of lager. And that group, yeah, they begin to drink and eat and laugh. What are you guys doing?
I go to Hobbs. Hobbs, Leave me alone. Go away. Go away, Hobbs.
Hobbs will look a little sad, but he'll ignore Antonio.
Stays with him.
Hobbs, go away.
What is it, Antonio? Are your headaches flaring up again?
No, I am. You are. I do not like you,
I'll
Hobbs.
put a hand on his
What
hand.
language are you speaking?
Whatever you say.
Spanish.
Yeah,
Huh?
I'll be speaking Spanish.
it'll be easy for me. Fine.
You're speaking Spanish?
Uh,
So
yeah.
the woman, the outspoken woman at the other table, kind of leans over and taps you on the shoulder, Medina.
Hello.
Let me see if she actually speaks Spanish. No, she doesn't. She says, "Excuse me, do you speak Czech?
Yeah, I'll change the check. Yes. Hello.
You seem distressed. Is this man bothering you?"
Honestly, he is annoying. He he won't leave me alone. I keep telling him to go back to my other group, but he will not.
You're Spanish, yes?
Yes, I'm Spanish.
And what's his excuse? She says, looking at Hobbs, and she smiles kind of predatorily. Do you speak Czech?
She talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll reply in Czech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
The great land of England, madame.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Is there an issue?
I don't I don't know. You seem to be bothering this man. He says you're annoying him. Why are you
I see
annoying
you.
him?
I see you interjected yourself into a conversation that does not involve you.
What
Yeah. What can I
what is your
say?
name, miss?
I'm a
What is
What
your
business?
sociable
name?
individual.
What business do you have doing such?
Well, I'm trying to enjoy my beer and my stew at the table next to you, and your constant
That
arguing is
sounds like you
disturbing
want
that.
some. You're in need of some conversation. Come, sit.
Do not listen to him.
Come on. So she gestures, and her whole table gets up, and they all come over and sit down with you.
Yes.
My name is Katerina, Katerina Rupel.
I'll get up and I'll
And yes,
hold
Crystal, I
my.
didn't make that up. That's the name. We now have two Antonios and two Katerinas in the same common room.
uh,
I'll get
Katerina,
up.
where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
Where is she from?
Well, while he's doing that, I'll get up and I'll try and shake her hand.
Let's see. Let's just see. Well, I'm Bavarian.
Ah, Hobbs, leave her be.
Oh, he's fine. He's not bothering me. And if he
He
is,
will.
my husband here will take care of him. And she gestures to one of the big, nasty-looking men with her.
Oh, husband. Damn it. I'll
Did you
sit
say
back
that out
down and
loud?
just. Yeah.
Oh, I
she
sigh.
she just kind of smiles.
I'll sit back down and just put my face in my mug.
Oh, all dejected like. She'll say, we're travelers passing
Uh,
through the area.
so are we.
Are you?" She says, "You're a long way from home, though."
Uh, no, I left. I left Spain a long time ago. I haven't been Spain for about 8 years, probably.
I've never been to Spain, but it's a good Catholic country, I hear.
Ah, yes. It's what I like to remember of it. It's a beautiful country.
What about you, Hobbs? Are you a Catholic refugee as well? Is that why you've fled England to come here?
I'll uh, I'll look up from my mug, look over at the husband, and I'll look back at her and say, "Oh yes,
He just like
very
grimaces
proud,
at you.
very proud Catholic."
I understand it's very difficult for our kind in your country. I can't blame you
Very.
for leaving it.
Yes, I fled. It was terrible, but I found a new life in Africa,
No, you did
and that's
not.
where and that's where I met my friend here, Antonio.
No, you did not. I
Oh,
never
really?
met you till about a few weeks
Ignore
ago.
ignore this
Like a
man.
few days ago. No,
He had a head injury in Africa. He doesn't remember.
no, I did not. Hobbs, shut up.
What?
God's sake, I've had about enough of you.
I'm not laughing in game, by the way. I'm taking this very seriously.
Okay.
Ian, you got to get that. You got to get the song "Africa" by Toto. The rains in Africa to play in the background.
That will be the romantic theme for Medina and Hobbs.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
No. I
Anyway,
am.
I'll continue my tale against Medina's protests.
Do not
Mhm.
listen to him. It is not true. I have only known him for a few days.
And what are Katerina, Antonio, and Cole doing while all this is going on?
I'm thoroughly enjoying everything.
Just listening from afar.
Hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm leaning back in my stool. You know how you can lean back on the two back legs, kind of
Yeah,
sit back with my hands behind my head, just watching them.
cool.
You know,
Enjoying the warmth of
and
the fire, even though it's August. But yeah. Um, at some point, um, my Katerina will look over and notice Miss Allemande at the other table, and she'll call Gabriella over and say, "That's a she's a sister. Please buy their table a round of drinks on me." And she hands her a few copper pieces. And so Gabrielle quickly goes back and she brings out three fresh mugs of lager to Katerina, Antonio, and Cole. Says, "Here,
Excellent.
these are from the lady." And she gestures. At which point, Katerina Ruppel, my Katerina, will raise her mug.
I'll raise mine and smile and say something that sounds romantic in Italian, but it's really just, hey, thanks for the grub.
She won't be able to resist, and she's getting kind of bored with Hobbs' story, so she'll get up and kind of walk over to your table. Um, the two men and the other one will still stay with Medina and Hobbs for now. She'll walk over and say, "Italian.
Indeed.
Oh, there's a lot of people here from very far lands today. These two gentlemen we were speaking to over here are from England and Spain.
Yes, they are.
Oh, you're familiar with each other already.
Oh, yes.
I see. I'm sorry. I did not know you were sitting at separate tables so far apart.
Well, it gets crowded when one just clumps together in a giant group all the time.
Well, you know how men are when they get upset and act like giant children.
Oh, it's that. She kind of whispers, "It's that Hobbs fellow, isn't it? Medina said that he was annoying him as well."
Mm.
He is quite entertaining, that is for sure.
Hmm. I am Katerina Rappel.
Those two are something else. I'll tell you what.
My compatriots over there are Anna, her husband. Which one is which? Shit, who's husband? Hold on a second. I guess it doesn't really matter. Anna and her husband Michael, and my husband Jakob.
Well met. I am Antonio Valente.
So,
Hey, uh,
what brings you to the war torn lands between Bohemia and the Holy Roman Empire?
We were performing work for our erstwhile employer, and we have just finished and are now on our way back to report.
I thought
we are
perhaps
doing
you were
for
fleeing the.
Earthly and
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Katarina will kind of interject. Well, they are doing work for an earthly employer. My employer is heavenly in nature.
Hmm.
I see. I thought perhaps you were fleeing the Lion of the North, Gustavus Adolphus. You know, the King of Sweden.
Mm.
He's never lost a battle. It's quite problematic for the Imperials.
Well, I suppose there's a first time for everything.
Indeed.
I don't know of any war that has been won without a single battle being lost. Despite what the history books may say, they are written by the winners after all.
We saw an Imperial camp on the way here, actually,
Oh,
about a quarter of a mile.
mm.
I think it's a quarter mile north. Where is it? Military camp is a quarter mile up the road, it says. So which way does the road go? Let's look at the map. Looks like the road goes south. So a quarter mile south of here.
Hmm.
Yes, we heard that there were soldiers on their way. They didn't quite make it here, I guess.
Well, this is only a small inn after all. It would look like a rather sizable camp. I would say over 400 people all told.
Oh my, that is quite a large force.
Well, you know how these camps are. Probably a
Hmm.
third of them are soldiers. The rest are camp followers, families, and such.
Indeed, indeed.
We're in the area actually looking for a notorious outlaw who is
Oh,
said to have been sighted in the area. Apparently, he deserted his post with the Imperial Army, and along with a few other soldiers, they stole supplies from their company and burned the village of Vendish Rindorf to cover their escape.
my goodness.
I'm not sure how many died in the fire or from the subsequent starvation over the winter, but I'm more interested in the 200 silver piece reward for his capture. They say his family was in on it too, so the Empire wants all of them.
Goodness. And what does this does is there a description of this gentleman? Well, gentleman to use the term lightly, of course.
Well, his name is Ludwig Steiner.
Hmm.
I believe he isn't quite 30 years old. Scarred man, graying beard. He would be traveling, uh, in theory, unless, of course, he's sacrificed them to his escape as well. He'd be traveling with his wife and three young boys, I believe.
Fascinating.
They may have a baby. It's rumored that the wife was pregnant at the time of the sacking of Vendish Rindorf as well.
I see.
You haven't seen anyone of that description, have you?
I'm afraid I have not.
What about you, good barkeep? Have you seen anyone of that description? To which Griswold would say, no, no, not at all. I hope you find him, though.
I wonder what would drive a man to do such heinous deeds and endanger his family so.
War. War changes everything.
And yet, war itself never changes.
Indeed. And she'll hold up her mug and take a drink. So you're not a fan of
Cheesy
the war
Fallout line.
either, I take it.
I'm not a fan of any senseless loss of life.
Of course.
But, as they say, sometimes it may be necessary.
Well, perhaps.
It is the ultimate extension of politics.
Indeed. Some fat bastard in the castle gets rich while the rest of us lose family and friends and
Mm,
fight for the scraps left behind.
indeed.
To the scraps.
The
I hope
scraps.
yours don't run out too soon.
Haha.
Cole hasn't understand the word that's been said, but he's
I
watched the
know.
facial and the gestures and stuff, and kind of not mocking, but shadowing what they say and do. I mean, not say, but what they do in their expressions and their hand gestures.
Cool.
So they're just going to hang out and well, she'll excuse herself from you then after making the introductions. Well, if you um, you know if you wish to join us, you're more than welcome. But I will not invade your privacy any longer. And she goes and sits back down at the middle table and says, "Come, Jakob, Michael, Anna, come on. Let those lovers quarrel." She smiles and laughs, and they get up and move to the middle table with her, leaving Medina and Hobbs to their lovers' quarrel.
I literally stand up and go upstairs to my room,
Okay.
and then I lock the door behind me so that Hobbs cannot follow me.
No problem.
Awesome.
They're still at it.
It's well past dusk now.
Take,
Mm.
I'll take my mug of alcohol and I will sit next to our Katrina.
Get down, Donnie. Okay. Sounds good.
I'll kind of whisper over to Antonio if
Hmm.
he could give me a quick what was going on with
Oh,
her.
of course, I'll give you a summary.
Right.
Yeah.
Translate for him.
Right. Say
Uh,
that they are bounty hunters looking for, and I'll give the description, and then I'll look at him pointedly. Of course, we've seen no one like that, unfortunately.
Katarina doesn't drink much, so she'll probably drink they ordered like 3 lagers for us, so she'll probably drink like one or so. She's already probably
Yeah.
had one with her,
I mean, like
and the
if you
other.
drink one an hour, I don't think it's gonna really mess you up.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't think she would need to drink that much. So I'll just say when Hobbs sits next to her, she'll just, you know, like kind of look at him and kind of roll her eyes, and then like slowly slide 2 of her lagers over to him.
Oh, you made a friend.
I'll gladly take it over, and down it with a nod over at Katrina. Katharina.
Yeah. Katarina will just kind of nod because she's just like she's not like yeah, she's just kind of nursing her drink a bit, basically, just drinking slowly, enjoying the evening. Maybe she takes out her holy book and begins to read it.
Okay.
I think eventually I am gonna head off to sleep. Excuse me.
Yeah. Um, I want to say Katarina will also like head upstairs in just a little while. Like, I mean, not much reason to stay up too late.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
Before midnight, anyway. Yeah.
Before I head up, though,
yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say before I head up, I'm gonna poke my head out the door to take a look at the horses to see that everything's okay with them.
Yeah. Yeah. They're fine. You'll also see how many horses do these guys have? Um,
You said two. Well, like you said, 4 people, 2 horses.
I did.
Yeah, you did. You said when they pulled up, they had 2 horses, four
Okay.
people.
Cool. I don't remember saying that, but that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, did I say yeah? They were looking for stable for 2 horses. That's right. Yes. Thank you. It's in a bit of dialogue that I forget about. Yep. Yeah. So their 2 horses are out there as well, tied to a second hitching post. You'll see. But
Excellent.
mhm. Thanks.
Um,
Thanks, Crystal. I
when
forgot.
it's fine. When Katarina heads upstairs, she's gonna lightly knock on Medina's door and
Hmm.
basically politely let him know that it's her and that she would like to just have a quick conversation with him if he would allow it. Um, like if he doesn't answer or if he says to go away, then she will. But like she's
I
gonna
will.
try. She wants to just have a really quick conversation with him.
I'll
That's all.
unlock the door. I won't have you'll. I'll unlock the door and then I'll go back. I won't have my shirt on. So when I turn away and I go sit down, I'm kind of looking at a book. But you'll also see about several scars on my back. Some very long, some very small, but a
Yeah.
lot of them.
She she I mean she takes notice, of course, but she'll walk in. Um, she'll like start closing the door behind her. She'll kind of look at you to make sure that that's okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
and then she'll shut the door and she'll say,
Lock it as well. I don't want that Hobbs coming in here.
Poor Hobbs. He's so
"Don't worry
misunderstood.
there." Yeah, she'll lock the door and she'll say, and then she will say, "Look, um, I've heard you before, and that night at the tavern, uh, you've had a past problems with alcohol, right?
Yes, severe problems. Yes.
What if I told you that the Lord could remove that problem for you?"
I do not wish for it to go away. It is a part of what made me. I live with it. Everyone lives with their problems. It's what defines them. If you get rid of it, then what defines me?
I mean, you can always
That's a
find.
part of my past.
Very well. Well, that's what I wanted to speak to you about. If you do not wish to be cleansed of it, then I shall leave you be.
Thank you for stopping by.
Good night.
And
She will
I'll
leave.
I'll probably let you out. To be fair.
Yeah. So you can lock the door so Hobbs
Yeah.
doesn't get in.
Yep. I don't want to wake up with Hobbs like lying next to me.
His arms wrapped around you, cut like spooning you.
I would probably throw him out the nearest window, or try to at least.
I really want Hobbs to learn a spell that he can cast just to like sneak into Medina's bed in the middle of the night every night.
Oh god, I need knock so bad.
Okay.
So afterwards, Katrina will head to her room and she will enter her room and she'll lock the door behind her.
Yeah, by this point too, in the common room, Yarla would have long ago taken the two toddlers and her baby and taken them inside. So it's just Griswold behind the bar now. Oh, and Gabriella was there as well, helping to clean up and stuff. You know, the other four travelers, Katerina, Jakob, Michael, and Anna, they're still, you know, still drinking and hanging out. They're going to stay there quite late since they're going to end up having to camp outside for the night somewhere. But they figured they might as well enjoy themselves while they can. Who's left downstairs? Cole and Hobbs, I think. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm down. Troll's downstairs.
Okay. And I assume Hobbs.
Am I all by myself?
Are you downstairs?
I'm assuming so. Everyone left.
Yeah, Cole's still down there, and yeah,
I'm
the
gonna,
other
I want to try and
Englishman.
like, yeah, I'm gonna sit next to my fellow Englishman and watch these characters that just like
The other
watch their
travelers. Yeah,
movement and stuff.
yeah,
Keep an eye on them, kind of.
they're just drinking and laughing, and you know.
I tell Hobbs, I say, just don't turn this into what happened there in the last city we were in. We don't need another problem. That got me killed.
Prague. Oh yeah, the last time you guys went out
Yeah,
drinking together, right?
yeah.
I don't know. It sounded like you had a great time to me.
I
Well,
got
I had a
dice.
great
Does anybody
time
want to?
until like,
Anybody want to carouse?
Oh, I'm tempted.
No, you can't carouse here. You can only do that in towns and cities and such. You can't do that at a country inn. Doesn't count. But okay.
Yeah, tempt me. I'll find a way.
How late do you guys stay up drinking?
I want to stay up long enough to see them leave.
are you buying my drinks, Hobbs?
Oh, about that.
What's that?
I'm a little light on funds right now.
'Cause I don't have any money at all myself.
Well, I guess we'll be
Griswold
drinking
says,
water
"You
then.
don't have any money."
Is that the barkeep?
Yeah.
I'm speaking in English, so you have to know English.
Oh right. Hold on. Let me see. Wrong die. D6. Here we go. No, he doesn't speak English. So never mind. I take it back.
I'm not ordering anything more. I'm just sipping on what I had.
Okay.
It's been a long sipping time.
Yeah, I guess
So
so. Because like, you've
might
been
be
here.
noticed, yeah.
If you're still sipping on that, you've been sipping on it for like 4 hours or something. So
Is it is it nighttime?
gross. Huh?
Is it nighttime?
Yeah. It's like by this point in time, I figure it's probably 8, 9 o'clock at night at least. Oh no, it's probably later than
All right.
that. It's probably more like 10 or 11 o'clock at night because dusk in the summertime probably didn't fall until like 8 or 9. So yeah.
Mm.
Hang on, stupid asshole cat.
I want to do something so
Get out
stupid,
from
but
there.
it's too dumb. I can't do it.
Let's do it.
This fucking cat.
All right. I want to. Do I know where Antonio's sleeping?
No, you don't know
All
who's
right.
got what rooms. There is a number on your key though.
All right. What number is it?
Oh, let's call it number 3.
All right.
I look at him when he's looking at a key. I go, "You got a key for what?
To sleep in.
Sleeping? I mean, like a room or something?"
Of course.
Oh, oh. I thought there was a commons room or something upstairs we were using.
You
Oh,
were
did they
you
not? Did
you
they
were
not give
told
you a
actually.
key?
I'm sorry. Now Cole doesn't have a key. He's sharing a room with Antonio. Antonio had the key.
Antonio never told me that, so I don't know what I was doing. So
Okay.
I'm just sitting there.
Antonio
Oh no,
Valenti, not me.
that won't do. That won't do, Cole. Let us go find Antonio.
Well, I mean, Hobbs,
No,
you can invite him to stay in your room.
Oh no, this is a perfect opportunity to find Antonio.
yeah, this was Italian Antonio.
Oh,
Not,
Italian Antonio. Ah, he's
yeah,
boring.
not not Spanish Antonio. He well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about the rooms, to tell you the truth.
Italian
It's
Antonio
fine.
gives me the creeps.
Oh, well,
I'd rather not interact with him,
I think it may be mutual.
especially. And I'll go to Cole's ear and whisper so no one else can hear me. Did you see that thing you did to me the other day?
Ooh.
What thing are you talking about? You talking about when he chastised you for staying out so late and causing problems?
Yes, of course, of course. And I'll slap Cole on the back and I'll give him a chuckle. Come, you'll share a room with me tonight.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Go, you need the bed for yourself. You need a big bed.
Very well.
You can rest.
You have a good night, sir, and I will see you in the morning.
Good night.
I'll go up to my room
Okay. What about
and
you,
I
Cole?
will.
Oh, sorry.
All
Go
right.
ahead. Go ahead, Rodney.
I'm
Sorry.
just hanging out. Just hanging out. You know, just
What were you saying?
listening, trying to. I
Sorry.
can't understand what they're saying, so I'm just kind of watching.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't remember if Antonio told me that the room was for me and Cole or not when he gave me the key.
I did.
He did.
He
Yeah.
did.
He did.
Okay,
Mention
so if he did, I would have told you that I had a key for us.
Okay. Yeah, but he still wants to stay down there anyway
Right.
for a while. You know, just to
it.
kick
And
it.
Okay.
what was Hobbs saying? What were you gonna do when you get to your room?
When I get to my room, I'm going to close the door, lock it, make sure it can't open, and I'll jiggle the door, and then I'll sit down in the middle of the room, pull out my spell book, and then I will pull out the skull that's in my backpack, and I will cast Speak with Dead.
Okay. Whose skull is it?
It's the skull is of my wife from England.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Your dead wife. You carry her skull around, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Doesn't everybody?
I guess. Do you want me to roleplay the skull?
Yeah.
Do you want me to just make it up on the fly, or did you have an idea as to who your wife was?
No, you can make it up.
All right.
She's a nag. That's why he killed her.
God damn it, Hobbs! What? It's been too long. It's so cold and dark here.
It's okay. It's okay. I want to tell you about my journeys. Where I've
Oh
been.
God, not Africa again.
Let me finish. Let me finish. I
No,
found
I never
them.
let you finish. You've never been to Africa, you tit. Why are
I
you always
finished.
making this shit up? It's no
I
wonder you never
found
had
and
any friends. You're such a loser.
even in death, woman, you never let me speak. Now let me finish my goddamn story.
Jesus Christ,
I,
you're gonna bore me to death. Oh, wait.
you're 4 days ago. I found him. I found Antonio.
Antonio who?
The Antonio. We traveled across the deserts of Africa.
The Antonio. What? No, you said that was Leonardo before. Oh, now his name's Antonio?
Yes. You
Dude,
never
don't
listened
you
to me.
realize how sad this is? Really? Why
What
don't you try
what do
talking
you
to real people instead of
what do you
talking
mean?
instead of making up stories and talking to a skull that you carry around in your bag? God, you're such a loser. I can't believe I married you.
Whatever. Whatever.
Father
I,
was right
I
about you.
listen, woman. This is why I killed you. You never speak right. You never respected my stories. Now, I I'm allowed to demand one question out of you, and you will answer my question.
Get on with it. Come on.
How does it feel to be dead?
Well, I don't know exactly because you never let me rest. You keep carrying me around in that bag of yours and bothering me all the time. Mostly, like I said, it's pretty cold and dark and boring.
Good, good. I will ask the same question of you tomorrow night as well. And I will continue asking you until your skull is nothing more but dust. And then I guess the light will fade from the skull of her eyes.
Yep,
And
yeah, yeah. The light will fade.
then I'll put away the skull and I'll think about tomorrow night.
I just looked at the description spell. I know I went a little bit further with that than probably should have been, but it was kind of fun.
Yeah, that's fun. I was like, oh, okay, we're having a conversation.
Yeah, I figured I had to give her a little personality.
Right.
All right. Yep. So she can rest again until you decide to cast Speak with Dead on her skull again. Yeah, you're such a creepy bastard.
Yes, I am.
All right. So Cole, you're the last down in the common room with the other four travelers. Um, they'll invite you. They're seeing you all alone and kind of feeling kind of. They'll say, "You friend, please come sit with us." You don't understand what they're saying. Come on.
So if they're waiting, then I'll try to understand, I guess, what they're saying. I'll
They'll buy you
just go
beer.
over to the table.
They buy 5 beers this time, and so you can sit and
I
talk.
try
But you can't understand a word they're saying.
try
And
Dutch on. I'll try Dutch on them. I don't speak
um,
Dutch. So.
yeah, I don't think. Let me see here. Oh, this one's pretty good at languages. Let's see if she speaks Dutch. Nope. Nope. Dutch is no good. She doesn't speak Dutch either. Do you speak any other languages? No? Just English and Dutch? Rob?
Sorry, just English and Dutch.
Okay, yeah. Nope. Unfortunately, you don't have any common languages, but they'll
I
just
mean,
buy you drinks anyway,
yeah, but
just so
yeah,
you're not sitting alone.
basically the word "ja" means yes for everybody. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. Okay. Are you gonna hang out with them until they leave?
yeah, sure.
Let's
I'll
see.
try to express my gratitude. Thank you, for the beer.
Thank
Kind
you
of
works. I mean, thank you is
show them
pretty
the
close
beer
to
and
Donka. They can figure it out.
yeah, yeah. kind of raise the beer and then bow to him, like
I mean, thank you
things.
comes from Dunka. So yeah.
So, where are you from? Donka. What?
So yeah, eventually then they will a little after midnight they'll get up and they'll walk out, paying the bartender and then you know, they even give him a little bit of a tip and then they excuse themselves to go make a camp somewhere not too far away for the night. Um yeah,
I'll shake hands if they allow that, do
Griswold
that.
will then
Shake
go
hands.
to the pantry for a little bit. Let's see here. You'll hear the sound of something that sounds like he's dragging some crates or something in there, and then he comes back out and says, "Well, oh yeah, let me go to my map here to make sure I get this right." He says, I lock all these
Cole
doors, but I
won't
leave."
understand.
Sorry, what?
Cole won't understand.
Oh yeah, that's right. He won't. Yeah. Well, he'll explain to you in a language that you don't understand that he's going to lock all the other doors, but he leaves the front door open so that if anybody shows up in the middle of the night, they can come in and knock to get service or whatever. But you don't understand any of that anyway, so then he just kind of leaves. And he locks the door behind him. He locks the pantry door, and then he goes in through the other door, which leads back towards the kitchen, and he closes and locks that, leaving you all alone in the common room.
Are these tables big, long tables?
Yeah, they're
Or
like it says they're 8-seater, so I imagine like picnic tables, right? You can fit 3 people on each bench and then one on
uh,
each end.
I'll just climb up on a table and go to sleep.
Okay,
I
cool.
mean, I'm pretty, been drinking and just lay there and go to sleep.
Okay, very good. Let's in that case, let's take a bio break opportunity here. Ooh, fancy.
So fancy, I can't handle it.
Thank goodness this is coming around. All right, I'll be back too.
Antonio, stop denying my love.
Oh, honestly, Medina's on the verge of breaking, like grabbing you,
Can't,
just
can't
pushing
wait
you
till
against the wall. He won't
can't
hurt you.
we until we one day wake up to find Hub's missing and nothing but Medina, but his headless body.
Yep. I will have proof of my stories of Africa, damn it.
That was a great background. That was a really
Then
great
you'll
background.
and then you'll be like casting talk to dead on him every night. And so, do you
Yeah.
remember the time that we went to Africa?
No.
We never went to Africa, you psychopath.
See,
The greatest.
We
Medina's
took
been to
my
Egypt.
skull.
The furthest into
See?
Africa he's been is Egypt.
He'd been to Africa. Why do you deny me?
Yeah, but he hasn't been with you when it was a long, and he doesn't really want to. Okay, basically, he's mad at you because he doesn't want to remember his time in Egypt, and you keep bringing it up all the fucking time. He doesn't obviously know you, so it's really getting
Don't
to him.
don't you remember those rains in Africa?
Don't you remember when we slew a lion?
Medina's had a very, very, very bad life, so.
What I think is funny is like that he wants to stay an alcoholic. It's like hey, I could make it to where you're no longer an alcoholic. No, I'll keep my alcoholism.
Well, no, because he has kind of beat it a little bit, but every so often he does indulge into it. But he'd rather not get rid of it fully, so that he can still remember the shit he's done in his past. He wants to remember that shit part of
I
his
mean,
life.
even if you were no longer an alcoholic, you could still like get drunk.
Yeah, but
I don't think he
Just
I don't think he
not the
trusts
same.
he doesn't trust your witchcraft.
And pretty much is
Yeah,
also
that
he
too.
doesn't trust you. So,
Yeah,
however, he trusts you enough to let him in his room and see his scars on his back. So,
yeah. And you also let me shut the door. I mean, I
right.
could have totally just cast a charm person on you right then.
Oh,
No, I don't have charm person.
So he
imagine all
did.
the things.
He does
Imagine all the.
semi-trust you. He just doesn't
Only,
trust your magic abilities.
if only I had that goddamn knock spell. Think of all the mischief I could get into.
Well, I just feel. I have a feeling Hobbs is going to be the death of Medina. I'm pretty sure.
Of course, yeah. He's gonna murder you and take your skull.
Even if it's not that, there'll be some other way. There'll be something that happens causes either one of our deaths or both of our deaths.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
We'll see which one the cleric wants to resurrect.
Whew. My back teeth are gonna start floating there for a second.
Maybe if you get to resurrect a Spaniard or a creepy guy.
Jokes
Well,
on
if she
you.
ever finds that skull, she's not gonna be all too happy about it, most likely.
I was in the same place you were, Merrick. Whew, man, that was needed.
Right?
I was like, God damn, this lot can really fucking talk slash role play. I gotta pee, God damn it. All
Yeah,
right,
been
I'm
there.
just pouring a fresh beer, and then I'll.
What's really bad is when you got to do the other thing, and someone just keeps talking,
Oh right, yeah.
and you're like, okay, that's great. I gotta go.
Also, interestingly enough, this seems to be working much better now that I'm using my phone as a mobile hotspot than the connection I had on Wi-Fi. I wonder why
Weird.
that is. Yeah,
Maybe your internet was just playing up. I don't know.
might be. It's fucking garbage. Typical Irish bullshit. Okay, so.
Is it running on a
Uh,
potato?
Yeah.
yes, as a matter of fact. All right. Now, back to the game. I hope everyone's back. I think everyone's back.
I've always been here.
I have always been here.
Yeah,
Man,
some
now
of
you're
us never
creeping me out, Hobbs.
I've never left.
I will always follow you.
So 2 a.m.
I'm
Let's
always
see.
watching.
You're
Literally.
asleep on the table there, Cole. Um, give me a just roll a d20 and compare it to your Constitution for me. You want to roll equal to or under for a success, or otherwise it's a failure. Just let me know how you do there, Cole. Just Cole, nobody else. Rob, you there, buddy?
Yeah, he rolled a 6, which is under his
Okay, so you wake up.
constitution.
Then, in that case, you weren't sleeping too deeply. You wake up as the main door entrance door opens, and a man and 10 soldiers walk into the common room. Um, this man, I'll give you a quick description of him. He's tall, slim, crooked teeth, dark complexion. He has a leather patch over his right eye and a wedding band on his right hand or left hand. Sorry, left hand. Wedding band's going left hand. Um, he is carrying an arquebus, which is like a rifle, and he's wearing a sword. He's also wearing pikeman's armor and a buff coat. Uh, he has a Morian helm, and his sword is a long sword, right? Yeah, okay. He also, yeah, his arquebus is a flintlock, not a matchlock. He's got a powder horn and a shot bag. and his soldiers are all wearing buff coats, and they have the Morian helm and longswords. Now, as they walk in, back to here. Um, Oops, I went too far. There we go. So they go over to the behind the bar and start knocking on the two doors back behind there. The one which goes to the pantry area, the other one goes towards the kitchen, towards the basically towards the family's house. And they start knocking on those doors loudly. So if you hadn't woken up anyway, Cole, this would have woken you up.
I'm
Open,
feigning, I'm
open the
feigning
doors
sleep.
in the name of His Imperial Majesty. You're feigning sleep? Okay. Well, one of the soldiers comes over and jabs you in the ribs to wake you up. You, sod! Of course, you don't speak their language, so you have no idea what he's saying.
I open my eyes and I say, "What in Dutch?"
None of them speak Dutch. Um, they'll gesture for you to get up,
Yeah, he'll get up.
and if that, yeah, and they're gonna start searching your person.
Okay.
They start searching you anyway. Um, in the meantime, everyone else in the inn is starting to wake up from all the banging and shouting downstairs. Even the people in the rooms upstairs, I imagine, unless you're particularly wasted or extremely deep sleeper. What do you have on you, Cole? Anyway,
He has a sword. He has his pistol, the one pistol he left out, and a few shot and powder for that.
yeah, they check it,
No,
whatever. Yeah,
and no money except a few coppers, if I remember it straight.
right, yeah.
And
Check all that and give it all back to you.
sword, arrows, and a bow. Yeah.
Yep, they check everything and but they give it all back to you anyway.
Okay.
Um,
I make a motion with my head like thank you.
and then they
Okay.
leave you be. Griswold will eventually come to the main entryway door, the one that leads back towards the kitchen, and answer the door. Um, at which point the sergeant will say, "We're here from the Imperial camp nearby, looking for um, looking for Protestant intelligence agents. We're going to search your entire establishment here, your business, your homes, the rooms upstairs, all of your tenants. What are you guys doing upstairs as you wake up to all the sound and shouting and stuff downstairs?
Is there a
Um,
window in my room?
I think, let me look at the map. All the rooms have windows, but let me double check to be sure. Um, oh, am I looking at this right? Let me look at the image of the place. Yeah, I lied. No, there's no windows in any of the rooms. There's one of those
Hmm.
roof type things. No, there's no windows.
Do I have a bed? Is there something like under the bed? Or can I put something under the bed?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to put under the bed?
Uh, my spell book
Okay. Yeah.
and my skull.
Yeah.
And
It's not your skull, it's your wife's skull. But yeah, yeah, sure. Slip those under your bed.
yeah, and then I will completely disrobe.
Okay. Strip down naked. Katarina?
Katarina will ask for a moment to allow her to get properly dressed.
Hmm.
And she will put on regular clothing. She's
Well, they
not going
haven't
to put
come
on.
up and knocked on your doors upstairs, so you just hear a little noise downstairs at the moment.
Oh, okay, well, if she's hearing this noise downstairs and everything, um, I mean, did she hear them say that they were like Imperial soldiers and whatnot?
Not from inside your room. You probably wouldn't hear that clearly. No.
Um,
You just hear some loud talking downstairs, loud voices.
okay, well, unless they come to her door, then I mean, she feels she has nothing to worry about. So
Okay.
for the moment, she will stay in bed. thinking maybe some late night visitors came or something.
Okay. Medina.
Um, I just kind of sit up. I put on a shirt, well, one of my shirts, and then
Hmm.
I just sit there and then wait for whatever. If it sounds like something violent happens,
Hmm.
or like a really loud bang, I'll then rush out my room and go down.
Okay.
But other than
And
that, I'll just sit on my bed.
Antonio Valenti.
So we just hear a commotion downstairs. Does it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What does it sound like? There's no shouting of fighting or anything like that.
No.
There's just some loud
No.
noise, some loud talking.
Hmm.
Then I will roll over and go back to sleep.
Okay. Good. So, Cole, you will see from downstairs anyway, the sergeant and five of his soldiers. Then, where is it here? Yeah, the sergeant and takes five of the soldiers, and they walk into the Herzog's home, basically. Um, beyond the entryway door, behind the bar. The other five soldiers begin to walk upstairs. They seem to just leave you be. They don't seem to have any more interest in you, Cole. You just gonna chill, or anything you want to do, Rob?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay, so you just hang out down there in the common room. Cool. So upstairs, we'll do this first. So we'll go room by room. We'll go first to Hobbs. Hobbs, your door is the first one that gets knocked on. Now there's knocking on your door.
I say in check, uh, like half asleep. Who goes there?
Imperial soldiers, open up and release yourself to search.
All right, I'll make it look like my backpack is like out in the open, but like,
Hmm.
and it looks like I'll make the bed look like I just got out of it, and
Hmm.
then I'll go over the door. Now I'm stark naked, by the way,
Hmm.
and then I'll open the door slowly. I'm not, I'm not closed. Is that okay?
Suit yourself.
All right, I'll open the door completely wide and
We
have
understand
everything
that
out there.
Protestant intelligence agents are suspected to be operating in this area. We have also gained word that um, Ludwig Steiner, Imperial Army deserter and chief engineer of the raising of Wendisch Windorf, is active in this area. There's a 200 silver piece bounty for any information leading to his capture or death of him and his family, all of which are implicated in the slaughter of Wendisch Windorf. Do you have anything to hide? And he looks at you naked, just kind of smiles.
No, sir. And I'll hand him my backpack to inspect.
Very well. You may wait down in the common room. We will search your room.
Oh
And
God.
he grabs
Mm,
he grabs you by the arm and goes to pull you out of your room.
With my backpack?
Huh? No, he keeps your backpack.
Okay, all right. I'll walk downstairs,
Okay.
stark naked.
So Cole, you see Hobbs come walking down, stark naked.
Oh
Next
my
room is
gosh.
Katarina's room. Katarina now is knocking at your door.
Oh, and I gotta get back in character.
Okay.
So I assume Katarina has now heard the pounding and the Imperial soldiers speaking now.
Yeah, you probably heard the speaking outside. I would say Hobbs's room is next door to yours, so you probably heard it. Yeah.
Okay. If she would have heard that, then she would get up and like light a candle and begin to get clothes.
Hmm.
And as they're banging in their door at her door, she will ask for a moment to. She's
Hmm.
I'm getting ready. One moment, please. And I have to get properly dressed if you don't mind.
Of
And
course, of course.
once she gets properly dressed, like I said, she's not gonna put her leather armor on or anything. She will grab her cross and she's gonna keep that in her hand.
Hmm.
Um, and when she opens the door, That's really going to be the first thing she kind of holds up and says, I'm a cleric of the Lord. You know, it's obviously a big,
they
you
they,
know,
they make like
fancy cross.
a sign of respect, and yes, very sorry to disturb you in the middle of the night, sister, but we're looking for Protestant intelligent agents and a wanted criminal and his family.
I have not seen any Protestants about. You may search my room. She'll step aside for them.
Very well. Would you like to wait downstairs in the common room?
Yes, I suppose. And she'll take her candle and head downstairs.
Okay.
And then she will see Cole. She'll see Hobbs, and she'll be like, just, oh dear God. Oh, Lord, why? She turns and kneels at the stairs and begins to just like pray as if she has just seen something that the Lord promised she would never see.
Sure. You'll also see now being uh, hurried into the common room are Griswold and Yarla, Gabriella, the two younger kids, and the baby, their whole family. And like, okay, obviously they're gonna find a spell book and a skull in Hobbs's room. Did they find anything odd in your room, Katarina? Katarina? Your
I gave
I know you gave
had the
your copy
Arabic
of the
book.
Quran is stashed
Yeah, so
in
I
her
gave that
desk.
to them. So there shouldn't be anything odd in my room.
No, you don't have anything on your equipment list that would seem suspicious or anything. No,
I'll check just to make sure.
no problem. Yeah,
Uh,
just you can check while I move on to the next one. Medina, you're next. Knocking on your door.
Yes, give me a second. I open the door.
oh,
We're here from the Imperial Army. We're looking for Protestant intelligence agents and a wanted
Ronnie's
criminal.
Zoom crash. He'll be right back.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yep,
Okay, it's still showing on my screen.
he'll be back. He said in just a moment.
Cool. Anyway, Medina.
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry. Yes, you may check. All of a sudden, I kind of get this. I kind of look a little bit because I see on the side that I've left my like note, like my diary almost, and I don't. And obviously,
Oh,
they're probably not going to let me get it back.
yeah. No. Okay. Yep. You'll see they're holding a book and a skull.
Where the hell did you get a skull from?
One of the other rooms. Just wait for us in the common room.
Okay.
If you try to
Can I
flee,
get
if
my
you try to
diary,
flee,
please?
soldiers will pursue you.
Can I get my diary, please?
Your
Oh,
diary.
yeah, it's just
No,
over there.
we'll need to have a look at that.
Okay, okay.
One of them goes over and grabs it right away. What language is it in? Spanish,
Spanish.
probably, right? Yeah, so they
Yeah,
probably can't even
Spanish.
read it.
Yeah. Oh, it's probably a good thing, because
Okay.
otherwise I'll have to tell you what's in there right now.
So they send you, hustle you off down to the common room, and they go to Antonio. Oh, there went Ronnie now. That will have messed up my whole stream, right? Yeah. Which one's Rodney? That one. Let's just get rid of that for the moment. Yes. For the moment. Okay. They
Yeah, I'll
go
go down.
to they go to Antonio's door and knock.
Yes, what is it? Because I was asleep again.
Imperial soldiers,
Oh,
search and
one
seizure.
one moment. I get out of the bed and I hop over to the door because, of course, my foot is off. And I'll open the door to see who's there.
Imperial soldiers, 5 of them.
And I squint because of the light with the candle I'm sure they had. Ah,
Buff coats, Moran
goodness.
helms, long swords.
Gentlemen, what seems to be the problem?
We're looking for Protestant spies and a wanted murderer. Wait for us
See,
in the common room. We will search your room.
certainly give me. Might I trouble one of you to assist me down the stairs? I gather you don't wish me to tarry and tie my leg back on.
Oh, yes, of course. One of them will assist you down the stairs. So four of them will search your room.
Thank you, sir.
Do you have anything else in your room that might be
That is
that
why
might
I
raise
gave him the
alarms?
saddlebags.
Right, which are down with the Steiners.
Right.
Okay.
Hopefully they don't get found.
And I
Yes.
have those three scrolls. A scroll from Bandit Protection, from Creature Protection, or
Mhm.
Evil Creature, and Wild Creature.
I imagine they kind of look like holy texts, though, right?
Uh, I mean, I guess I don't know. However you want to play that. I mean, they
They
may
probably
find
do.
it odd.
Yeah, we'll see. It might come up when they come back down to the common room and discuss everything with you. So you head downstairs, Antonio, then as well, with the
Hmm.
assistance of one of the soldiers.
Sure, and
You
I'm
will all
just
be reading.
wearing like
You'll see Hobbs there naked and Katerina praying. The Herzog family is all gathered there as well in their night clothes.
yeah, I'm just in my night clothes also.
The two toddlers, the baby, the teenage daughter, and both parents.
Immediately grab a seat.
Definitely praying in French because I'm so distressed about seeing Hobbs naked.
Okay, a couple minutes yet for Ronnie to get back. Okay.
That is more of Hobbes than I want to see.
Yeah, it's more of Hobbs than any of us wanted to see, to be quite honest.
Speak for yourself. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, sorry.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No,
It's
I
fine.
don't want to see that either. Thank you.
It's all good.
We know why he can't use a sword now.
Which sword? Huh?
So, yeah, he's not able to handle a sword. Not used to one.
I'm wondering maybe we should wait for Ronnie to get back. He says a couple minutes. Sorry.
How convenient. He gets discovered by the Imperial Guard and
And he
suddenly he
loses
goes
internet connection.
offline.
Right. Right.
Suspicious.
So they just string him up from the old linden tree out front
Right on.
after finding his spell book.
And so goes another guest performer. Murdered by the
Yeah.
guards.
No. In all seriousness, though, we'll wait for him to get back. So I guess we'll go back to the
Take a
break
break.
for the moment until Ronnie gets back. I'm still going to be here in chat. Just putting up the break screen in the meantime. If anybody wants to fast forward, that's watching, and fast forward until they can see blah 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 blah. Until they see the break screen disappear, so they can get back to the game.
However, there's likely to be hilarious conversation between here and there. So
Yeah, sometimes there is.
uh,
Sometimes there is indeed.
I'd like
That's
to cast Earthquake.
oh god.
Can I start a summoning ritual right now?
Yeah, you can start it. I don't can't
So
guarantee you
that
get to
involves
finish it, but
Charlton Heston, right?
Earthquake?
The cast of Earthquake was Charlton Heston as one of the members of the cast.
Ha!
Ah,
You old man.
one of you
And
guys is a
well, yeah,
specialist, right?
Earthquake. What movie was that? I never seen that before. My parents did though.
Medina, you're a specialist, right?
Young whippersnappers.
Josh,
Yeah, hello.
you're a specialist, right?
Yeah, I am a
Do you have
specialist.
specialist tools?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, where are they?
They will. Oh shit, they'll be down with the Steiners.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
you gave your pack, didn't you?
yeah.
You did.
Good.
The only thing I
Good, good,
kept
good.
on me would have been my rapier that I
No,
would
that's
have
good. That's
tried,
good because if they found specialist tools in your room, they might have some questions for you.
and then my diary is pretty much the only other thing.
Yeah, they're gonna probably be curious about that, but they can't read it.
Yep, looks good.
And if there's stuff in there you don't want to share yet with the group, then you can always just do it in a PM.
Yeah, that was my plan.
Good.
I do need to.
I don't want people revealing stuff about their characters before they can do it in game.
I do need to message Ian at some point. I do need to message him.
Well, let me give you the full backstory of Katarina. Katarina was born.
Born in 1597.
Wait, 1390. Holy shit! How old is she?
I said 1597.
Oh, you said 15. Okay, I thought I heard 13.
13. Yes, I was born in 1397. I told you I'm a cleric of the Lord. Damn it! Keep denying me.
We know who the vampire is now. But how did you get back and forth from Prague so quick?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, I was just messaging.
Alright.
Okay.
Sorry about it. Everyone was on the Wi-Fi apparently, and it crashed my internet.
Yeah,
Oh, fun.
the Imperial soldiers show up and your Wi-Fi just happens to crash. Yeah.
Yep.
It does.
Mhm.
Curse those Imperials.
Suspicious.
Your character image is not showing.
Oh,
Do you want to just send me the image and I'll do the same with yours as I did the others?
yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, do that. Send it on Facebook.
Oh, and your character image won't show now. Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
I had to reset my whole router. It was a pain.
Oh
in the
yeah,
ass.
by the way,
Oh,
you're
fun.
hanging from the linden tree out front. Oh.
Yeah, I expected that.
I mean, if nothing else, you're gonna have to explain to the entire group why the fuck you have a skull.
Why
Oh,
is
yeah,
he
my-
fucking
I don't
naked?
think there's many excuses you're gonna be able to give Katarina.
And me.
I'm a strange mourner.
Make sure he doesn't send his image of the whole thing that he's got right now. His nude photo.
I gotta find one.
Hobbs from the waist up, we can tolerate that, but we're not sure about Hobbs from head to foot.
This is when we discover that Hobbs is actually a woman.
Okay, cool. Got it. Oh, hey, look at that. Let's see. Save image as. We will call this one Hobbs. It's a good name. Makes me think of Old Hob, which was another. I think it was a sailor's nickname for the devil.
Makes me think of a stuffed tiger.
All right, pop back over to the main overlay here.
So
Oh
what
yeah,
did I miss
Calvin
when I was
Hobbes,
gone?
right? Nothing really. The only thing you missed was Antonio just kind of answering his door,
Getting assisted
getting
downstairs
assisted
because
downstairs. Yeah,
I only have the one leg.
he only has one leg. Indeed.
Katarina saw you and she just immediately took to praying to God in French.
Yeah, I mean, can anybody blame her?
Pardon, monsieur. Please to be
How's that
washing
look?
my eyes. This the bleach.
Yeah, that looks good.
S'il vous plaît.
She sees Hobbs and goes, Sacre blue.
Okay. Whoa, what happened? God damn it. Stop
Oh,
doing that. There.
very
For fuck's sake. It's going to take some getting used to all this change. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
All right,
Growing
so
pain.
you are all now in the common room. All of your rooms. Oh, Antonio's room is being searched now. All of the rest of your rooms have been searched. So one of the soldiers assists Antonio Valenti downstairs. In the meantime, the other soldiers downstairs, they've investigated the house, they've gone to the barn, and now they come back and they are now going into the pantry. And you will see that Griswold looks very nervous, as does his wife.
I will trust in the stupidity of soldiers.
You will hear the sound of crates and barrels being slid along the floor. And about 30 seconds later, you hear gunfire as two guns go off.
Holy
And the
smokes!
guards shout. The other soldiers all go rushing in as well. Um, you see one of them go running by. Let me think about this. What will he do? Yeah, you see him set Medina's spellbook and skull down on the table as he rushes back to assist his compatriots.
Medina's. It's not
Oh,
mine.
sorry, Hobbs. Hobbs' skull and spellbook down on the table as he goes rushing back. Oh, by the way, did they? There was nothing of interest in Antonio Valenti's room, right?
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and so they go rushing in. You hear more. You hear another gunshot, and then you hear shouting, and the clashing of steel.
I'm gonna grab my book and my skull, and I will calmly exit the building, and then I will cast levitate and levitate on top of the roof.
So you grab your book and skull. You step outside, cast levitate, float on up to the top of the roof.
And I will,
Nice. From there,
I will,
you can see the fires of the soldiers' camp a quarter of a mile to the south.
and I will lay down flat against the roof as close as possible, and I will not make any noise.
Okay. You guys see him grab his skull and book off the table and walk outside. Does anybody follow him outside, or just let him?
No, I'm not really mobile.
Because he is naked and I hate him. So.
I'm pretty sure Katarina doesn't see it. Lucky for him, she is like just praying right now.
So Sergeant
I'm gonna.
Orth, Sergeant
Is she
Orth comes up.
praying? She hears the gunfire.
Is she? Yeah, she could be.
I mean, it'd probably shock her enough that she would.
Yeah, I stand up and
You know,
hold
I'm
on to
gonna
the
roll
back of
for
the
it.
chair.
I'm gonna roll for it.
Sure,
Odd,
go
I'm
for it.
still praying. Even, I'm not praying anymore.
But
Odd, I'm still praying.
you're still praying. Okay. Sergeant Orth and a couple of the soldiers come back out and immediately detain the Herzogs, um, placing them under arrest for harboring Protestant spies. You there, you stay here. You will all be questioned as well. Wait a minute. Where's the naked guy? One of the guards says. There was one of them was naked, sir. I'm telling you. And we found a strange, profane tome and a skull under his bed. Sergeant Orth looks at him like, "Are you drunk? What are you talking about?" He says, "He was right here. Where did he go?" And they start looking at you guys. Where did he go?
Outside. I'm literally
I
gonna
just
run
I
outside.
just point at the door.
A couple of them run outside to go looking for him. Don't go too far. If you can't find him, just come back. Let him go. We got the people we were looking for. So those two guards go rushing out and run down the road a little bit looking for him, but they quickly give up, realizing, fuck, who knows where the hell he went, and they come back inside. As do all of the, 9 of the soldiers. One of the soldiers is badly wounded and
Oh,
probably dying. He's unconscious. They also bring up the bodies of all of the Steiners.
oh,
The wife and husband both dead. Only the baby survived, so their 3 sons are all dead as well.
oh.
What were they? 2, 5, and 8. Yep. They, you'll see the Ludwig, the father, has a bullet hole in the middle of his head. The others all died from sword slashes, including the 2-year-old.
Hmm.
They just
Because he
pile
was
their
a
bodies unceremoniously in one of the corner and start questioning the Herzogs. And Sergeant Orth will question you guys um, personally. Do you speak Czech?
I do.
And he looks at the
I do.
rest.
Yeah, I do.
My companion does not, and I point at Cole.
But he's with you,
He's with me. Yes,
and you can translate.
I can.
Very well. What brought you to the Soldier's Rest tonight?
Fatigue. You've been traveling quite a distance.
Uh, have you ever been here before?
Fortunately not. Well, yes, maybe fortunately not.
Do you know
After the
that
events
man?
of
He
this
points
evening.
over at Griswold Herzog.
Wait, which one does he point at?
Griswold Herzog, the innkeeper.
The innkeeper. I have only met him today.
And that man, and he points at the body of Ludwig Steiner.
I have not met him.
Hmm. What about your other companion who seems to have fled?
Which other companion?
The one that my guard says was naked and had a book of profanity and a human
Ooh,
skull in his room.
he had what? He was just some crazy fat man we were escorting back to Amsterdam.
Why?
He says he wanted to get back to England.
And so you were escorting him back to Amsterdam. Where did you meet him?
Well, they're at war with Prague, or are they at war? No, they're with Prague, right? That's all part of the
Um,
empire.
yeah. Prague is
We
the
met.
capital of Bohemia, which is, um, you know, part of the empire, basically. Yeah,
We met him west of here in Prague.
I see.
He had apparently been there for quite a while.
And you see them toss his spell book into the fire and
And
the
they
skull.
cringe. Oof. How
I,
foul.
I thought he grabbed his skull and
He
Oh no,
did.
yeah,
I
he did.
grabbed
Sorry,
that.
sorry, sorry, sorry. I apologize. Oh yeah, quick question by the way, Antonio, your spell book, did it have any wards cast on it?
Would I have cast that ward on
I don't think you
it?
did, right? You
Ooh,
only cast it on your
He did
special
cast
book
it.
back in
I
the
that's a
remember
store.
good.
watching it.
That's a good question. Would I have cast that on my spell book that I carry around with me? I might not. I might have.
I need a decision because one of the guards is opening it right now.
All right, I'm gonna roll a die. You roll a die. Even it does. Odd it does not.
Okay, it does that.
Okay.
He says, Steiner had
I
one of
didn't.
these books as well, sir, and he shows it. And he goes and tosses that in the fire.
Good riddance.
We found these scrolls in the cleric's room, sir. And he says, yes, and what's on them? Says he opens one up and looks at it and says, "Oh, return them to her." So they give you your scrolls back, Katarina.
Katarina will take them.
Ah,
We found a
shit.
we
We
found a
have
bunch of money and some spies' tools. Anything else? What else was in the basement with the Steiners? That the Imperial Guards are now, or the Imperial Army is now confiscating. What all
My
was in your
Crap.
pistols.
saddlebags?
my book of Arabic.
Oh yes, they burn that.
My specialist tools.
My
Yeah, they
pistols.
take those. Yeah, they take those.
Oh yeah, my
Um.
arquebus and flintlock.
They
Yeah.
take those.
Yep. All of
Un-
the loot that I got off of Rachel.
Yeah, they take all that. Just
So all
erase
those
all that
weapons and
stuff off
whatnot.
your character sheets. Unless you want to fight these guys for it, you can. You know,
I'm considering it.
I'm considering it too.
there are 10 of them,
Let's see
10
here.
trained soldiers.
And
Okay,
all I have is a
so let's
rapier.
see
So.
here.
Katarina will look to Valente, and she's gonna give him a look like, I mean, they've been traveling together, so she kind of wants to give him a look like, what are you thinking? Like, sort of to see if he's thinking of attacking these guys.
I am not thinking of attacking them. I have so much gold. It's 26 gold,
That's a lot of money.
207
Katarina,
silver pieces, 3
Oh, that's
maps,
so much money.
an arquebus,
Katar-
2 pistols, a firebomb.
26 gold is it's only 1300 silver.
And luckily, I have all my silver on me.
I have my silver on me too, but I'm looking at the loot silver. How much do I have on me? Shit. That's gone too then. I am not fighting these guys. There are not 10 of them here with us? I don't. Yeah. I'm not fighting these guys. Shit, I'm down to 16 silver pieces
The
after that.
Herzogs have now been bound and are being taken by 5 of the guards back to the camp.
Fuck.
Okay. Are all 10 of the guards in the room?
At this point now, there is only the sergeant and 4 other guards.
I mean, have there been 10 guards in the room? I guess.
No, 2 of them did go out for a bit to go looking for Hobbs, but they gave up after like a couple minutes and came back in because they
Okay.
have no idea where he is. Can't find his tracks anywhere.
If
Oh, fucking Hobbs.
these guys attacked,
Say again?
these guys killed the person who's dead on the floor. They killed that person for being Protestant, right? That was his crime.
Yeah, they killed his whole family except for the baby, which is also being taken with the other soldiers back to the camp. They
Okay.
killed him, his wife, and his 3 sons for being Protestant intelligence agents, and also for taking part in the raising and massacre of the village of Vendish Rindorf. And also,
Okay.
they found books of obscenities and profanities, arcane profanities, in the basement with them, which are now burning in the fireplace. You can see the cover just collapsing and curling up of your spell book, Antonio,
Yep.
and of your Quran, Katerina.
What did they do with my diary?
Okay. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I guess I'm not doing anything either. This spell doesn't do what I thought it would do. So
They would ask you actually, what is this, Medine? They don't know your name, but they just say to you, "We cannot read this. What is it?"
It is just a diary of my life for the past 10 years.
A diary. Yes. This doesn't look the same as those other books. No, the script is at least written with Roman letters. Yes. Mhm.
I can translate it all for you if you really want to, but it will take a while.
I also speak Spanish if you wish me to corroborate, but you know me not.
Well, you are companions, so.
Exactly. I'm gonna nod.
But
And then I start rubbing my stump.
they'll call Katerina over. Madam, if we may, will you vouch for this man and his word that this is just a journal and not some Protestant intelligence on imperial troop movements and the such as we found on Ludwig Steiner in the basement?
I've been traveling with this man for a few weeks now, and from what I can tell, he seems to be a man of God. I do not believe that he'd be carrying any blasphemous material on him.
They give you your journal back, Medina.
Thank you. I just took it
Thank you,
away
sister.
somewhere.
She will curtsy and back away.
I am leaving these 4 men in charge of the inn while I return to the camp. You all have paid for your lodging here, so you're welcome to stay if you wish. Um, but I do believe you will find this establishment under new ownership when you awake in the morning.
It's still the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, it's like not even 3 o'clock in the morning yet.
All right. Well, I turn to Cole and I say in Dutch, "Could you assist me back upstairs?"
Oh, and that fat man you were escorting back to England,
Hmm.
if he should turn up, we will offer a 50 silver piece reward for his arrest.
Ugh, someone who retains ownership of such foul items as you found, I would nothing to do with such a person.
Yes, I do not blame you. Be
I'm
careful.
gonna shudder and cross myself
Be careful
in the
what
Catholic way.
strays you pick up along the road, sister.
Hmm.
And
Excu-
he'll bow to her. he'll leave.
Excuse before he goes.
Oh,
What do you
yes.
wish? I know what gods tend to do with people who have well, I assume maybe harbor these people down here. But what do you plan on doing to this family here?
Oh, that will not be up to me. Um, that will be up to. Hold on. Oh man, that will be up to Captain Morgan Karn.
Where is this captain?
He is at our camp.
Hmm. I wish to talk to him. Maybe in the morning, no later.
As you wish. We are about a quarter of a mile down the road. He points south-ish,
Okay.
and
Just make sure nothing happens to the family until I speak to the captain, please. That's all I
excuse
ask.
me.
That's all I ask. I'm sorry. Please,
I
at
cannot make
least the
any.
children.
I cannot make any promises. It's up to the captain.
Okay, well, I'll make sure I get there as quickly as possible.
And he turns and leaves.
Okay.
Katarina will return to her room. She shuts and locks the door, and then she will fall to her knees and begin to weep bitterly.
What was that last thing you said? She what?
Falls to her knees and begins to weep bitterly.
Okay, cool. I mean, not cool, but cool. You get it.
Oh,
Awesome.
she's
She's
still weeping.
crying.
That's cool.
Woo! Okay. What about the rest of you guys? Do you go back to your rooms?
I hope Antonio
Hmm.
up the stairs and
Okay.
to the room and put him in his bed, and I'll just lay on the floor,
Okay.
get a
I'm gonna
quilt.
tie my leg back on.
I'll be staying downstairs.
I'm trying to, before I go to sleep, I'm trying to smell and I go, man, there's a smell of Hobbs still around here somewhere.
I don't think he stunk.
Maybe he did.
Well, yeah, he had something about him.
I did have a slight odor.
Oh, okay.
I
He had
think
a
he's very,
slight, he had a
It wasn't strong. It
musk.
wasn't overpowering or anything, but it was definitely noticeable.
He had a slight musk.
yeah, he
Quarter
tried to cover
mile,
it up
huh?
with,
Did I see how many guards left?
Yeah, you saw five leave
Or-
with the Herzog family, and then you see the sergeant leave and go on his own, following them
I will actually leave this early and go after. I will follow to the camp.
in the morning or right away.
Nope, right away.
Oh, you're okay. So he's not alone. He's with Medina. You can walk with him then.
Slightly behind. I won't walk exactly with him.
Come on, man. It's dark. It's late. We're safer together.
Okay, okay,
Don't skulk behind me like an assassin in the night.
okay. I'll come next to you. Um, I believe we have the same beliefs.
What is
Well,
your concern about this family?
well,
We
the
do have the
husband
same
and
beliefs, I believe. You're a Catholic man, yes? As
yes,
are
yes, I am.
most of
What?
your people.
Yes. Well, the husband and wife, obviously, they need to be punished in some way, shape, or form, but I don't think the children should be.
Don't worry,
Uh,
the Empire is not in the tradition of murdering children for the sins of their parents.
well, my proposition is that I would like to take them in my care for a little while until I can find them a better place. That's what I would wish to speak with your captain.
Under what authority?
Just under someone who wants to look after them, make sure they get a better start away from their sinful parents. As I have had a bad back upbringing, well, not a bad upbringing. They probably haven't had a bad upbringing like I have, but I would like to make sure they grow up to have a better life.
I see. Well, you can discuss that with the captain if he'll speak with you. It depends on what kind of mood you find him in, I suppose.
And if
There,
anything, we could maybe do it with the. We could always fetch the sister, and she can vouch.
there is an orphanage near here, you know.
Yes, yes, there is.
Is the St. Petra Home for Unwanted Children, southeast
Yes,
of here.
but I would like to personally make sure they get to somewhere like that.
I see. What are you doing, Hobbs? Are you doing anything? I just.
Yeah. I'm gonna climb down from the roof,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna go to the front door. Not go walk in the door, but I'm just gonna take a peek. What do I see?
Okay, peeking in the door, you would see the four guards helping themselves to some lager.
Are they all huddled together?
Um, yeah, yeah. The four of them are sitting kind of in the center table.
All right, I'm
They don't
gonna.
want to sit at the table too close to the hearth because it's burning pretty brightly right now. So, let's see if
All
they
right, I'm
notice
gonna
that the
start
door is
weaving
open.
a spell.
You're gonna start casting a spell. What are you gonna cast?
Web.
Say again.
Web.
Web. Okay. Um, how quickly does that go off? Is that
I'm pretty sure it's
instantaneous?
instantaneous. Let me check.
Pretty sure, he says.
Yeah, it doesn't say otherwise.
Web is not permanent, so it doesn't take place until the next round. So you begin casting a spell, and they all jump up like shocked as you start chanting and waving your arms, doing this crazy incantation. And they're going to try to charge you. Roll initiative.
All right.
Guards are on 5. Okay.
Thank God I'm not there.
6 minus 1, 5.
Okay. You all will act simultaneously. So your spell will go off. And they will get, well, no, only two of them are ready to be able to attack you in the doorway. Two of them will get attacks off at you simultaneously, but the spell will get off. Um, so I will roll their attacks. What's your armor class?
It is. Let me check real quick. Pretty sure it's 13. Yeah, 13.
What, 11?
Sorry, what? Huh?
Is it 11 by default or 10 by default?
Yeah, it's 13.
13? Okay, so the first one hits you for 3 points of damage. The second
Okay.
one misses. And your web gets off at the same time. So
No.
that causes a large volume of sticky, disgusting strands of goo to shoot from your mouth into an area approximately 20 feet square. Creatures caught within the web become entangled among the gluey fibers. They cannot move but can break loose depending on their strength. Any being with strength at a human range can break free of the web in 2d4 turns. 2d4 turns is, yeah, minimum 20 minutes.
So they're all caught in there, right?
Yeah, they're all caught in the web.
All right. After that, I
You
will.
guys upstairs will probably hear some commotion downstairs as these guards scream, shout, and and they're still shouting actually as they're caught in the web.
As soon as I hear her screaming and shouting, I'm heading downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna poke the hole in my shoulder from the bullet wound and lick the blood,
Bullet wound.
and
No, no,
then I'm
they
going
attacked
to
you with
go.
swords. These guys don't have guns.
Well, gonna lick the slash wound,
Cool.
and then I'll go over, take their swords, and I'll cut their throats.
Okay, so as you come downstairs, Antonio, you'll see a naked Hobbs standing there in the doorway. You see these four Imperial Guardsmen caught in the web. You see him taking the swords from one and slashing his throat with it. and moving up to the next one.
All right, and I will draw my sword and I'll walk over and I will help him out.
Okay. You guys kill the 4 guards, no problem. The 4 privates.
All right. Do I see that they were burning something, right?
Oh,
They
I mean,
were.
they were. Yeah, the fire's still going. There's lots of ash and stuff in there.
Do I see any like anything that's scavengeable?
No.
All right. Yeah. I really wanted that spell book.
Hmm. My, I didn't
I'll look over
realize
at
you were part spider.
uh
You're breaking up,
I'll
Ronnie.
ignore him and I'll look over at him and I'll say, uh, can you hear me?
I can now, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you were
All right.
breaking out
I'll
there for a
look
minute.
over at him and I'll look over him and I'll say, where is your book, fool?
And I point at the fire.
Uh, I'll spit in disgust. How
Indeed.
could you? How long did it take you to? How long did it take you to make that?
Oh,
Years.
quite a while.
Disgusting.
Hmm. That's why you always have
You're
to have a contingency plan.
you're a shame to all of us. I'll spit again.
Well,
I think Katerina, Cole, and Medina just stayed in their rooms.
I was going to follow Antonio.
I didn't. I went to the camp,
Okay.
didn't I?
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah. You went to the camp.
Uh,
Sorry, Katerina.
well, Katarina, I mean, she was up there sobbing.
Praying.
I mean,
Yeah, sobbing. Yeah,
so I mean, I'm not sure if
that's fair.
anything would disturb her right now.
No problem.
So as I'm scolding Antonio, I'm still
I'm
stark naked.
Hmm.
highly amused by his scolding, knowing what I know about my contingency plans.
So, does any of those soldiers have any of my pistols?
No, the other guards who took everything back to the camp. So these guys just have their own stuff, which is, I'll tell you. Um, each of them has a buff coat, a Morian helm, and a longsword. That's it. They don't even have any coin.
All right. Well, I'll take their uh, I'll take their clothes and put them on as best I can, finding the boots that fit the best,
Okay.
and I'll take. You said they didn't have any guns, right?
No, just long swords.
All right. I'll take a long sword then, and I'll say, "Well, what do we do now?"
Well, they have taken all of our traveling funds back to their camp. I'm loath to let them use it for whatever they wish. My plan was to go and retrieve it.
Did they take your horses?
Check the horses.
Nope, the horses are still there. They did not take your horses.
They did not. Okay, good.
Yeah, saddles and equipment for the horses are still here too.
Yep.
Good. Well, I still don't want them to have all my money.
The only reason they took all the stuff that was in the basement was because they assumed that belonged to the Steiners.
Right. That's what I figured.
So you're wanting to go to the main campground and try to get your stuff back?
Yeah, I figured I'd just walk in there and take it.
With a little help from your friends?
Well, I really don't have the capacity to bring many folks with me.
I mean, your friends, not us, but your other friends.
Other friends?
Were you going to use some of your talents to get into the camp?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Okay. I just don't want you showing up there and seeing you hanging on a pole somewhere.
Yeah. No, I have no intention of swinging from the gibbet.
Yeah, those the gold pieces. Yeah,
You don't
they
want to
sound
die dancing?
good.
Exactly.
It'd be terrible to lose that gold.
There's a lot of cash there.
We
All
have a
right. So
dream
you're
ahead
planning
of
to go
us.
back to the camp and take your money back? That's your goal?
Yes, that is my goal.
Can't say I blame you entirely.
Walk in there and take it.
Um, Medina, you get back to you get to the camp.
Yep.
The sergeant says, "Here, wait here. I'll go speak to the captain."
Yeah, thank you.
He leaves you there for a good half hour or so, and he comes back. You're able to like pull up to one of the soldiers' fires. The camp
Yeah.
itself. Actually, I can tell you. um, yeah, it's a series of tents in formation. Officers' tents and supply tents are in the middle, so you're pretty close to that, but not quite in the middle. Um, there are about let's see here. There's about 142 trained soldiers here, and about twice that many followers.
Okay.
So, around 450 people. Um,
That around?
yeah, the soldiers kind of let you come in. They realize you're Spanish, so you must be Catholic, so you're all right. They let you come in and join them at their fire, or whatever. Might give you some rations or something if you're hungry. Ask you
Cool.
some questions about what happened at the end, like what happened. Tell us what happened. We heard the gunshots. About that kind of stuff.
Oh, dude. We found some Protestants. Oh,
Good riddance. They spit. Um,
I also spit just to go along with the crowd.
and then when Sergeant Orth comes back to you, he'll say, "Well, the captain has taken your offer into consideration. He'll make a decision in the morning um, when the Herzogs are executed. The elder
Okay.
Herzogs.
Yes, yes.
The children will be spared."
Oh, that is good. We're not savages after all, are we?
Now, the one daughter is of a decent age. She may be forced to join the camp followers, but the younger ones, their fate is still to be determined. Most likely, it's an orphanage for them anyway.
Yes, well, I would like to at least personally know what happens to each of them. Because that girl, she's only 16 years old. She has.
Only 16 years old, she's a woman grown.
Oh, yes, true.
Perfect age for breeding. Time for her to settle down.
Well, true. I did have a child at a younger age, so. Well, not me personally, my ex-wife.
Okay, so well, you're welcome to stay here if you wish for the night.
Ah,
You,
yes,
you can,
yes, that'd be good.
if you wish, you can attend the hanging in the morning.
Ah, yes, I guess I will. Thank
The
you,
chil- the
thank you.
children will all be present. It's important that they know that their parents died and why.
Mm. If you don't mind, I would like to stand with the children during the, if if I'm allowed.
If I don't see it being a problem.
Good. Thank you, thank you.
Frankly, I don't think the captain really wants to detour any more of his soldiers to make way to the orphanages to the southeast, and we're heading southwest.
Uh, further on to find more Protestants, or
What about your friends back at the inn? You just left them all behind. Aren't you worried that you may become separated?
I know where they're going. If we do, but I assume they may wait for me, depending. If not, I know where they're going, so I can catch them.
Very well. Well, make yourself comfortable.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're in the military camp with the
Yep.
Holy Roman Empire soldiers. Um, Antonio, how are you planning to walk into the camp and take your stuff back?
Okay, so You said it's about a quarter mile to their camp, right?
Yes.
How long does it take to travel a quarter mile?
But walking at
Yeah,
normal human speed, say 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, and a turn is 10 minutes, right?
A turn is 10 minutes. Yes.
Okay, so let's see here. Hmm. Check something real quick.
You plan to,
Are we allowed to
to do
make
some.
out of character suggestions for stuff like this,
Yeah,
or
sure, sure. Go
One
ahead.
turn per level, so that's 6 levels. So that's an hour's worth of invisibility.
Okay.
I say you just cast summon.
Yeah, no.
Somebody. What do you want? Destroy all of
luckily,
the camp
um,
soldiers and
Yeah.
followers.
Yeah,
uh,
so I have an hour's worth of invisibility if I'm going to
Yeah,
walk.
Yeah.
we have
okay.
plenty of horses to sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm not doing that
Yeah,
until I'm
you do. You
prepared
got a
again.
couple of extra horses now too, because Steiner's horse and Griswold's horses are both in there. Yeah.
That's true. But no, I'm not going to be overly greedy with it. I just want to get our stuff back. The easiest way to do that is to walk in and take it.
Right. So your plan is to cast invisibility, walk into the camp, find where your stuff is being kept, probably somewhere with
Hmm.
the officers' tents in the center of camp.
Right?
Go in and get it, carry it out, which could
Hmm.
probably take you multiple trips, I imagine. Right? How heavy is all that
Well,
stuff?
I don't necessarily need all of it.
And here's you with a
Hey,
wooden leg. Oh yeah, you have half speed,
Right?
don't you?
Right.
Right. So I'm sorry. So it takes you 10 minutes to travel a quarter mile on foot.
Right.
hey, Merrick, can I like? What I would you be open to me giving you a suggestion like out of character, or do you
Oh, no, go ahead. What are you thinking?
want? I was thinking, why not like just travel a bit with Cole? Then you could cast it on Cole. If Cole has nothing but like his clothes on, he can carry twice what you can.
Not a bad idea. It's probably a better idea to have someone else do all the walking and carrying because, like you said, I had that wooden leg.
They'll be faster. They can carry more.
Exactly. I wasn't thinking about carrying capacity. Right. Okay. Cole,
Yeah,
shall we go and retrieve our gear?
very well.
Right. We shall be back soon.
Okay. So you're gonna cast invisibility on Cole and have him
Not
walk into the
until
inn.
get about, well, it's still nighttime, right?
Yeah, it's by this point. I mean, it's maybe 4 o'clock in the morning at the latest. By the time you get there. Yeah.
Okay. So get closer to the camp, but not so that close enough so that the sentries, like
You
we're
got
in their
about another hour
sentry.
before the sun starts to rise.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to get so close that like we're in their patrol pattern. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But close enough that we can cast the thing and give them maximum time to walk in, get our stuff, and walk out. Just focusing mainly on the money and light items. Like maybe 2 saddlebags worth.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, is going to mean we're probably going to have to leave behind some of the pistols and heavier things.
How many saddlebags is the gold in, or was in?
The gold was all in one bag. I had all my stuff in one saddlebag.
You know, two sides of the saddlebag.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
Okay.
One saddlebag is basically 2 bags over the back of the
Yeah.
horse.
Okay.
right.
Gotcha.
So, and he knows what my bag looks like. So that is where all of our gold is at. And I mean, you know what your pistols and whatnot look like. I don't know what other gear we could find in there because all the rest of it was. Oh, if you could find Antonio's stuff as well, Medina's, that would be good because you know he had some gear in there that he was trained in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hmm. Trying to think where would be the best place to start, because time is going to be of the essence.
I would say the officer tents would be the most likely
Well,
candidate to begin with.
I'm going to leave. I'm going to take off everything except my basic, shirt and pants.
Right, because you don't want to fight. You don't want to be aggressive. You don't want
No,
to cause any kind of attack. If you do so,
right.
the light will rebel and reveal your position.
And I don't want to make any noise, so that's why I'm taking everything off.
Right,
No rattles, no anything, no hat, nothing that will fall off.
right.
You know.
If you are in there, if you need to, you can pick up a light source. Just make sure that it's not the only light source in an area. Otherwise, you will reveal yourself. But if you
Okay.
have to pick up a light source, you can, and it will go with you and not reveal your position. But again, be careful what you do with something like that. If you accidentally burn somebody, then you're screwed.
Okay.
So maybe don't pick up a light.
Right. That's the best idea.
All right.
Yeah, just be careful. Be careful. Good luck.
All
Okay.
right.
How long has it been? I mean, how long has the other people been to the camp that left with their stuff? Estimate, like we would know an estimate.
Oh God. Over an hour.
So an hour they've been there. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the middle of the night, so mostly
Mhm.
people will be asleep, and mostly they would probably. My theory is that they're going to put it in somewhere till they can go through it later during the day. So it's
Mhm.
nighttime. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
it's some kind of tent that they have to store.
Yeah, it'd be a supply tent. One of the supply tents,
That's
which
what I
is
was
with the officer's
thinking.
tents. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Maybe we should leave it there, and we can do the
Cool.
heist in the next session.
Sure.
Sound good? I hope the stream turned out okay. I have no idea what will happen there when I was kept losing Zoom control, but we'll
Mm.
see. But in the meantime, thanks for playing. We'll do this again in a week, and I'm going to try to stop the stream now if I can figure out how to do that.
Sounds
There we go.
great.
I think it's shut off now.